America, the land of the free, is shooting up with pure energy. And every day she has to take more speed. America, the home of the brave, is popping pills to keep up the pace. And every day she cries out for more speed. From New York out to LA, everybody does it her way. Pumping power by the hour. Speed. I can feel the earth start quaking when America starts shaking. Pumping power by the hour. Speed. Speed. Speed.
Golan-Gobus, I know you love that song. Speed.
Yeah.
And it's too good for you. Where the fuck were you for the fucking hustle? We talk about it on the episode. I understand. Some people might be a little afraid of the name. I get it.
You
It's got
think you would, after 200 and almost 50 episodes, you trust us.
trust us. We're not. I get it.
We're the only podcast that's actually giving attention to these blaxploitation movies.
We're shining a light on it. We're bringing them to the surface.
And by the way, I do want to point out, I did get a message from one of our listeners who said, look, I understand you're probably not getting the listens you're getting, but I'm glad you did Blaxploitation
Thank
History
you.
Month, so.
Fuck yeah. It was such a fun month, as it always is.
We're not stopping. We don't care. If you
doesn't
guys
matter.
just fucking disappear, that's on you. You missed out.
And you missed out on hearing us talking about how we're going to get more black stars into the
Yeah.
fold for the next.
Yeah, you
know.
thought we were done?
No.
No.
We're trickling in the fucking well, not blaxploitation. Again, you have to listen to the episode to find out more of those details.
Yeah, go listen. Find
Go
out.
Listen.
Learn something about one of our fucking greatest actors of all time. Two of our greatest actors of all time.
That's right. So
According to everyone but one person, Griff.
Right. So we're a little frustrated, of course, because of the hustle's sad numbers.
Yeah.
But we'll exercise our demons real quick, and then we'll get on to the fun. Because here's the schlop. You fucks are showing up. You got Keanu, the internet's favorite actor.
Yeah.
You got Speed, everyone's favorite, and of course, it hails from the '90s.
Yeah, the worst decade. Well, I don't know. I guess the past 20 years have been pretty bad, but this is when the wheels started falling off in the 90s,
Yeah.
I think.
We'll have a lot of fun hearing about '90s hate from Murray.
Yeah. Even though it should have been my time to shine, because that was my late teens, early 20s. I should be like rose-colored glasses. But
I know
no,
that you should
fuck
be
the
thinking
90s.
like, oh, I love dating women that wore this style or something.
No,
Any of
I was
that.
not feeling Sandra Bullock's ensemble.
No, we're gonna
all.
get into that later. We'll get
Yeah.
into the movie later. First, Murray, I know you got some shit. We got demons to
Got
exercise.
a couple things I got to get out of the way. First of all, our regular friend, my only female friend. I think Griff has a couple other female friends, but I only have one, Abra. And you're probably like going, if you're new to the show, you're like, who the fuck is this Abra person you keep bringing up? Well, she's our only fan that gives us any kind of feedback.
You just said someone gave us feedback.
Well,
Regular feedback.
Regular feedback. Thank you, Griff, because we do occasionally hear from Jack and Matt and Joe.
We get
but
the occasional
We
one.
get the every weekly. I send it right off to Griff as soon as
You
I
do.
get it.
And it always tickles us.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
because people don't realize, like, unless you're a star, if you're a star, everyone wants to suck your dick if you have a podcast. But if you're a regular Joe, you're in a void. You don't know what's going on. You're like, all you have is your numbers. And you can't even trust them because of bots.
That's right.
So we don't know what's going on. We're like, do people like us? Do people hate us? We don't know. All right. So Abra filled me. First of all, I made the mistake. By the way, you brought up what's his name? Aaron Rodgers' butthole last week. You were talking about it a lot.
I did? I probably did.
Yeah, she wants more butt talk. I don't know if she wants butthole talk. Because I said, if you get Griff and I talking about butts, extra hour to each episode.
Sorry, that's getting in personal
Buttholes,
details.
maybe we can just throw a line out
I
there.
don't get where, because you've watched the now canceled Andrew Callaghan's Channel 5 video. You saw the Talladega Nights
He
one,
went
right?
to rehab. He's fine. He's not canceled any longer.
Not yet. He's got a few more months of recovery.
Okay.
But you saw the Talladega Nights one, right?
No, I did not.
It was just a bunch of hicks yelling, "Show me your butthole."
I think I did see that.
Yeah, I thought you did. So
I mean, I think Aaron Rodgers is a butthole. I don't care about his butthole, but
I don't get where the kids are at now, where they're just like, I just want to look at buttholes.
ass is the new tits, Griff.
Well, no, I get
Ass eating is all.
Ass as an entity is great, but
Yeah.
it's like when you just get down to the nitty gritty of the butthole, it's just like, I don't know what you're looking at.
Just looking at a hole.
You're
like, well, it's a hole. You're not looking at anything. It's negative space. It's a hole.
Negative space.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just
Well, all I know is she
More
wants
butt talk.
more butt talk.
I'm
We'll
sorry.
work on that.
it's 90s fashion in this movie. There's no butt talk.
Yeah. Well, we
Except
we
for that-
probably could have talked a lot about butts in blaxploitation history because black women got butts, but 90s white women didn't have butts.
Yeah, it's true.
So there's gonna be no butt talk today.
Jeff Daniels, however, Detroit's own Jeff
Chelsea's
Daniels.
own.
Chelsea.
Still lives in the whole hick town he grew up in.
That's right. He's done Michigan-based movies and all that.
He's always been a proponent of Michigan, much like us.
Not to
So
mention,
he'll be on in a couple weeks. by
Baby
the way.
boy Griff's got his autograph on a baseball. That's gone. I don't have it anymore. But I did meet him at a Tigers game in the 90s.
Did you know him? So you were a big fan of Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
Right. So that's
Yeah.
where you know him from.
Yeah.
So how old were you?
Let's see, 87, 95, so that's 3, 8. I was like 9 or 10.
So
when I
you were
got
like
to see
geeking
him.
out on him?
Oh, no, I was terrified.
Oh, okay.
So I sent
dad?
my dad, because my dad was an usher for,
You like summoned your dad. Father, come here.
no,
Bring
no.
me the autograph.
Okay, Murray, don't do this. Don't do this. My dad was an usher, so he was like, "Hey, Jeff Daniels is several sections over. Does anybody want to go meet him?" And me and my
Did I ever
brother.
tell you I got an autograph of Guillermo Hernandez, one of the Tiger Relief pictures from the 80s?
Amazing.
Because you just happened to be there, and I don't know. It's like,
Hey.
you're a kid, you see somebody famous, like, sign this. I don't
Yeah.
know who you are.
That's just what you do.
Yeah.
You don't know anybody, especially in those days. It's just like you get an autograph from somebody.
I hope, Matt, you remember Guillermo Hernandez. I don't think anyone else will.
Yeah.
Griff's
I don't
super
even.
fucking Tiger fan. This was like before you were born. It was like 86,
Yeah.
87, something
Yeah,
like that.
I'm a big old Tigers
I
fan.
might even be getting the name wrong, by the way. I don't
You
remember.
might be,
I
yeah.
do have Reggie Jackson's autograph, allegedly. I can never trust my dad because my dad got it. So he could have totally just written himself. But anyway,
so-
here's Jeff Daniels.
So my dad was like, "Jeff Daniels is over there. Does anybody want to go see him?" And we were like, "Fuck no." Do you want me to get his autograph for you? Yes. So he brought us over like an autograph baseball or whatever.
Did your dad have any anecdote, a story? Like,
Dude, I don't remember any of that if he did. But
probably why you just let the ball get lost.
well, we had quite a few autographs. The only thing we kept around is Scotty Bowman, great Detroit Red Wing coach,
Yeah.
and many multiple times.
Do you have any Tiger autographs? Yeah, I know you have Ernie Harwell.
I think my brother does in his room. We have the picture with Ernie Harwell that's in my living room here.
Kurt Gibson, you don't have?
I don't think we have
Chet
the
Lemon,
Gibby.
Lance Parrish. Those are the only
you know what?
Tigers I remember.
No, we don't. Trammell we do. Fryman
Okay,
we do.
that's
Mickey Tettleton, great catcher who was on that awful Tigers team. So he had no career. Sorry, 90s Tigers.
But plenty of time to sign autographs.
Sweet Lou. I think we got Lou Whitaker. I
Okay.
think my brother has his baseball. It's got like all the 90s Tigers on it. So we do have some autographs around, but I don't have like any of them outside the Ernie.
Well, we're getting too much love. Getting back to hate.
yeah, good. Wait, hey!
All right. Mattford.
Matt
The
Ford.
lovely husband of Abra.
That's right.
I think he's getting a little too big for his britches.
Also, star of his own episode.
That's the problem, Griff.
oh no.
I think because he shot off like a cannon in his first appearance.
He literally did. He's Icarus.
And yeah, you're actually right. He's flying too high close to the sun right now. Because I let everyone know on the Twitter when the episode drops. I made this perfectly great comparison. I said The De Niro and the Pacino of blaxploitation, Yaphet Kotto and Rudy Ray Moore, are finally meeting up
100%
in this movie.
I don't know how you skew those names.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Rudy Ray is the De Niro,
Yeah.
and Yaphet is the Pacino.
I would say they're the Twin Towers, but that's not very tasteful.
Yes. Well, it's been 22 years now. But so he through his surrogate Abra, he will not speak to us because he doesn't have social
Outside
media.
of his own episode.
Yeah, he doesn't do social media. That's for peons, lesser people. He said he was raging that I had the audacity to compare two blaxploitation powerhouses to two Italian guys. And he was like, and then he had her sending me a picture from Rockford Files of Louis Gossett Jr. and Isaac Hayes. Now, don't get me wrong. We love Louis Gossett Jr. and Isaac Hayes.
Yeah.
He said those guys are the blaxploitation, Pacino and De Niro. And he said, it gets worse, Griff.
No.
He said Rudy Ray Moore, he's more like Ed Wood.
No.
How dare you? And then I had to put him in check. I was like, if you had seen live, like I did, 'cause
Yeah.
I'm the authority on Rudy Ray Moore here. I'm the one who saw his live act.
That's
you
right.
You saw him. He just had audience members rip off a letter of the alphabet, and you go P, and he would P is for pussy, and he would have this whole rhyme about fucking. He probably had one about buttholes. I bet that was his B.
I bet that was his B. You can't imagine what the rooms look like in his house. He probably had shit written, all chalkboards, because it was just all fucking
He invented rap for fucking Christ.
alliterative, like fucking,
Yeah.
wordplay and shit. Amazing. Me and Murray both have hardcover fucking $5,000 books written by Rudy Ray Moore, just covering his life. Goddamn famous NFL kicker Eddie Murphy,
Eddie Murray.
Eddie Murray, of course, did the movie about him
Eddie
and all
Murphy,
that.
Yeah.
No. Ed Wood, I only know from a Simpsons joke. Who the fuck is Ed Wood?
It was a good Johnny Depp movie, Ed Wood, but his movie sucked. And Dolomite, Human Tornado, Disco Godfather are classics.
Yeah, they're some of the most fun movies, interesting movies, and conversational movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, Griff got laid thanks to Rudy Ray Moore.
Thank you.
All right. So there you go, Matford. Check yourself, dude. Look, you're in the doghouse with us right now, but you're not excommunicated.
That's right.
You're still welcome on the show.
Of course. But you got to bring us this Gossett and Isaac team, though. We're gonna have to really.
Hey, we all love the Duke, New York, #1.
Exactly.
But I don't know, man.
Is it the Scientology thing? Did that ruin them for you?
A little bit, yeah.
Because that's rough. You can't go Scientology and just like fucking shit on everybody.
I mean, they're the
after
two
that.
greatest bald black guy duo, Louis Gossett and Isaac Hayes. But I'll take Yaphet and Rudy Ray any day.
Okay.
Also, Griff.
Also,
Speaking of hate, everyone knows we're universally hated on YouTube.
This
All
is
we
true.
get is hate. Well, actually, we're turning the corner. Now it's ambivalence. We used to get nothing but hate. Now we get no comments, and occasionally a positive one.
yeah.
For every 10 hate, we get one positive.
Our blaxploitation movies on YouTube get the most compliments. People are like, "Hey, fucking, I'm glad you watched this movie."
Yeah.
Nicest people.
So, but on Twitter, which I'm in charge of, universally loved. I never get any hate. Everyone just can't stop loving me.
That's
and
right.
it's because I'm lovable. Let's be honest for a second. I'm lovable. I get it. Until a few days ago, I get a request in my DMs. It's not even like
not even for the public. This is for your eyes only.
Private.
Oh no.
And I go, another one of my new adoring fans. Like I don't follow people anymore. So I don't know if you know this, Griff, but to get like a DM through, you both have to follow each other. And if you don't, then you get a request.
Oh.
And I can either accept it or deny it.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah. So we don't follow each other. So I was like, well, I'm going to see what this person has to say.
So when you hit accept, you don't immediately get the message. You have to accept, and then they send you the message?
No, I get the message.
Okay. So it's like they sent you a message.
Yeah.
It says, do you want to accept this?
Yes.
And then you'll
because a lot of times we'll get shit bots or people that are like, hey, can you give me some money? Like that kind of,
Yeah.
you just go decline. You know,
Did
like,
you see how big my tits are? OnlyFans.
yes,
$12.95 a month. Yeah.
that shit.
Thanks,
And
Elon.
so I get this message, and there was also a link or something that didn't show up. I just got the message. All right, at first I had to click on this thing to see what the issue was, because this is the message I get.
That sounds like you just clicked on a spam bot or something.
No, this is a real person.
Okay.
I looked into it afterwards.
It sounds dangerous to click a link to see a message.
No, it wasn't a link. It was like one of these things where it wasn't a link.
I'm
but
just
it was
looking
like,
out for you.
Yeah, no, you're right. It wasn't a link. It was, but it was like, it's kind of like, it wasn't, because sometimes Twitter will have that thing like sensitive material, but it wasn't that. But it was similar to that.
So it was Twitter saying like, "Hey, click this to reveal." Okay,
yes.
okay. It was a Twitter message.
And so this is the message I got.
Oh boy.
And by the way, I know nothing about what the subject matter is. This is just so you support pedophiles. Spelled Pedofiles, first of all, with an emoji. I had to look it up. I don't speak emoji. It was a smiling face with red cheeks, and that
Anger?
No, I looked it up. It said smiling face. I thought you'd put like a vomit face or something instead.
Right.
No, this was like, is this a child that wants me to fuck them or something? I don't know what this is.
It's a horned up person who wants your butt.
Underneath that, hope you rot in hell, you burning piece of shit. Heart.
A heart?
Yeah, red heart too, which I think means good, isn't that?
That is good, I thought.
So I'm like, that's interesting. What made this fury? What in hell?
Yeah.
So I click on that thing. It was a tweet I did almost at least a year ago, wasn't it?
It was at least a year ago.
We did the movie 2025, World Enslaved by a Virus or whatever it was called.
It may or may not have been about the C word.
Yeah, and it wasn't. Yeah, may or may not have been. And I'm like, okay, like, and then okay, so it was about him. Picture of him wearing a fedora. This guy, I don't remember his name, Joshua something. He's just
Joshua Weisman.
First of all, you should have listened to that episode, but I'll give you the rundown of this character. Joshua was something, whatever.
Weisman or something like that.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
That's fine with me. All right, he's a German youth pastor who made this movie about like the world being enslaved, like New World Order, like the disease, the pandemic was made up in order to enslave us, we covered it.
If you follow any of the conspiracy theories going around today,
yeah,
it's this.
The ones that are all over YouTube that you can see those.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
You can see those.
Yeah.
You can go watch
ISIS
those.
can recruit people on YouTube, but we can't. Talk.
And then you can also lump in American conservatives because they
Right.
do this too, and this is why they're banning books. And so part of that movie was that they're banning everything, including
Christianity.
Christianity.
And obviously, so the backstory of this character is, and this is where the pedophile thing comes in. And this is like 90% of men that want to deal with children. Like they're just either pedophiles or just like psycho gym teacher type guys. Like keep men away from kids to begin with. But really, I mean, like 10% of them I think are on the up and up, but 90% are just creepers.
We need to find those 10% and expand it to 35 to 50% because children should be around men too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. That's why I'm fucked up. I didn't have a father in my life.
Yeah. I agree.
So I agree. Fucked up, Tim.
You're fucked up.
So, I can't argue with that. So
that's why you like butts so much.
Yeah.
But
not buttholes. I love butts, but not buttholes.
I know. That's why I said the younger generation's obsessed with buttholes, but we're just like, no, the fucking
give me some of the squeeze.
yeah.
So I'm like, okay, this is the thing. Joshua he was at the time he was 24. There was a girl in his youth pastor group, I don't know what they call them, who was 14. Okay, technically I don't know if this is even pedophilia. I think this is grooming, definitely. He groomed her and then he married her. As soon as she hit 18, he married her and he put up a creepy fucking like tweet where he's like, she's finally 18, the love of my life. And
We're
it was
getting
like,
married. We're
and
gonna
she actually
consummate
appeared
it.
in the movie too, by the way.
Yes, she did.
And
We talk about this more in that episode.
now I could just rail on. By the way, the girl's name is Jenna, most fucking lame
The Twitter
suburban
girl.
white girl, yes. Not the groomed girl.
The Twitter
the
girl.
Twitter warrior. And so I'd like to just rip on her because I looked at her, I'm like, let me do some research unlike what she did. So I looked on her, she's 25, young enough to be my daughter. She's fucking, full of piss and vinegar got Black Lives Matter in her bio, even though she lives in Canada, which when fucking Toronto Raptors go out of town, half the population, black population of Canada disappears.
Oh, no.
Come on, there's no black people in Canada. Is that controversial now?
In Toronto, there's probably a good black population.
Right, where the Raptors play.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I think your joke is accurate.
Yeah.
But then again, when you look at Canada,
There ain't no black people in Halifax or fucking Moose Knuckle or wherever the fuck.
there's
you live.
basically no people out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho.
Oh, boy. Don't bring up
That's
Jericho.
controversial.
Hell yeah, that is. At least with me.
Sorry, YouTube.
Gets heat with me.
So, and everything's hot take after hot take because that's what you want attention on YouTube. It's all politics, and the hottest politics are fucking Trudeau, I guess. Is that his name, Pierre Trudeau?
Yeah, Trudeau. Justin.
His dad was Pierre Trudeau.
Oh yeah.
And so I want to blister this chick, but I just feel like I have to blister my generation because even though she's probably so stupid, she thinks I'm a boomer because everyone over 30 is a boomer to young kids.
Right.
I'm Gen X, and I feel like, I'm sure her parents are Gen X too, and I feel like we let these kids down because if there's anything my generation did very little, but if there's anything they did do, they mastered the art of detached irony and sarcasm.
Yes.
And of course, that's what my tweet was all about. And if she'd done her research, she'd know we spent 2 hours fucking ripping on this fucking Joshua
Nothing
guy.
but blistering him.
So we let her down because these kids nowadays are so fucking sincere and naive about sarcasm. They don't get it.
Yeah.
Do your research, Jenna. You should have listened to the episode and you'd be on my side. You go, I get it. I was aware this guy was a creeper, and that's why I spent 2 hours ripping on him. So do your research, Jenna, next time. And I was shocked. I will give her points. I was shocked because if you're going to be outraged, you got to do it publicly, right?
Yeah,
she did it privately.
Oh, good for her. Yeah.
Yeah, she DM'd me.
Yeah, she wanted to engage you. Did you actually engage her?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I don't want to. Yeah, because I saw a tweet she said where it was like, I love arguing on Twitter and I ain't going to stop.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm not feeding the beast.
Okay.
Jenna, go fuck yourself. Learn sarcasm. Chill the fuck out.
Listen to our episode and become our new friend.
Exactly.
We would love to hear the input of a 20-something-year-old
That would be horrible.
doing a cop and a feel.
When we have Leonardo DiCaprio on,
There we go.
who I'm working on, people. I'm working on it. I think I'm gonna get him.
If
on.
you can't tell, the mood's going back to good. So I'm gonna go ahead. I got some good shit to talk about here, Murray. And then we basically won't have time to talk about this movie. We're gonna have to get in this episode.
Yeah.
But Murray, I've turned a corner on a certain director, writer, producer. You may remember me complaining about the Snowpiercer movie a million times.
Yeah.
Because it's a shit movie. Yeah. And one Bong Joon-ho, of course, directed, wrote.
Not Bung Hole June.
No.
All right.
Bong Joon-ho.
Because we said kids are all about the bung hole.
They're all about the bung hole.
Maybe that's why he's so famous. They think his name is Bung Hole.
I'm surprised Beavis isn't bigger for the younger generation because he was also about the bung hole.
He was?
That was his thing.
Okay.
The Great Cornholio, I need
I thought
TP for my bung hole.
I don't know which is which. It's like Stan and
Butthead.
Kyle. I still to this day don't. And Griff's told me a million times, who's Stan, who's Kyle? I'm like fucking Homer when he saw the Itchy and Scratchy movie. And he's
Yes. It's fun to find the generational differences.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, so much fun to be had here. Okay, let me get through this one point, and I'm going to bring up another fun thing. But so I saw the movie, the recent success, Parasite.
Yeah, Oscar award winning.
Way better.
Okay.
It actually was good. I liked a lot of it. 2 hours. It moved along at a good pace, though. Like, it had
50 miles per hour at least.
At least 55. It had like a good first hour and then a good second hour that were like two separate stories, but they built the characters up to where the second half really paid off. Enjoyed it. Thought it was good.
Okay.
And then we'll get to one of my new favorite actors that I've already talked highly of on this show. We've done a couple, maybe 2 episodes with them. Very weird movies. One of them showed up in Griffmas in July. He was a actor on that.
Clint Howard?
Clint motherfucking Howard. Last Sunday, I was like, Mike's been showing this trailer for this movie, The Dentist. And I was like, I got to see that. That looks shitty as fuck. It's some 90s trash, dentist goes crazy and murders people.
There were a lot of dentist movies in the 90s. There was Dr. Giggles, too.
Yeah, okay, I want to see all of these.
Dr. Giggles was the bad guy from Darkman.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. You probably ain't going to know who he is. Was the dentist Corbin Burnson?
Ooh, I don't know.
Was he like a kind of a balding,
I think so.
light-colored hair
Yeah.
guy? Yeah,
that sounds about right.
I think I've not seen the movie, but I know what you're talking about.
So I wanted to find that, and we were both on board. We were just like, yeah, well, let's watch this fucking trashy 90s horror movie. It wasn't available. So I'm looking around. Next thing I know, there's Clint Howard staring at me with those beautiful eyes of his in this movie called The Ice Cream Man.
I've heard of it.
And I watched it, and it creeped me out. It grossed me out. I felt for Clint Howard, who is the evil
You felt for the bad guy?
because he's so horribly mentally traumatized throughout his whole life. They created a monster, and you're like, oh, is this movie going to
Was it an ice cream trauma?
Is there
Somebody
a
put a
joke there?
popsicle up his butthole?
It was good humor, I can tell you that. That was the best joke we've ever done, and I'm done. We're done.
All right.
Okay. So, no, he's horribly traumatized and everything. The cops don't give a shit. Jan Michael Vincent was one of the cops.
Wow.
They don't
I
give a
assume
shit.
he looked pretty rough at this time.
Oh, he looked bored out of his mind. Meanwhile, Clint Howard's up there acting his ass off.
First starring
ice
role,
cream.
probably.
This fucking busty
When
bitch.
you're living in the shadow of Ron Howard, when you
Yeah.
get the opportunity to star, you shine.
There's this busty, single housewife who's like, you should bring me some hard ice cream sometime. I
Great
didn't
fucking line, some hard ice cream.
I didn't understand this, and I asked Kayla, I was like,
Italian ice.
what the fuck is going on with this? And she says, instead of soft serve, hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, it's a stretch.
Yeah, it's a stretch.
Whoever says hard ice cream.
Well, she stretched his dick that night.
Good for Clint.
So he ends, he's one of the.
Do you want to just do Ice Cream Man and just forget about Speed? Can we just?
Fuck, that would be fun as fuck. Let's.
No.
We'll hit
People
pause
came here,
now.
even though people are fucking hitting the fast forward button right for
Yeah.
the past 10 minutes.
Oh, they hate the openers. They hate it. They want to hear us talk about the movie they love so much and shit on it. Yeah, no, great movie. Definitely watch it.
Okay.
Fat kid in it. Skinny kid wearing a fat suit. How do you feel about that?
I think, you know what? That's a controversy because Brendan Fraser is getting Oscar buzz for playing a fat guy.
Yeah, but he weared a fat suit.
That bothers me because there's so many fat actors out there that aren't getting opportunities because they're fat, and you finally get a movie, and it's like, no, we're gonna do the gimmick because that. I mean, I once I heard that, I don't even know he probably is good in the performance, but when I heard it, I was like, Oscar bait. It's always like it's because Oscar bait is always gimmicky.
And it's that director. I can't remember his name right now, but he's
Bunghole June.
Yeah, it was not Bunghole June.
Oh.
But it's this other guy, Darren Aronofsky, maybe.
Okay.
I think it was him. But he's Oscar bait.
Yeah,
constantly.
because it's kind of like, because I'm sure from what I've heard, I haven't seen the movie. It's about like the trauma of being fat your whole life and being like treated like shit by society.
Yeah.
And you would think someone who was fat could bring some of that to the performance. Some more. I don't know if Brendan Fraser's good in it or not, but I'm saying I would just think somebody who lived it. And I'm not one of those guys because I really hate this new idea now where it's like, I mean, I understand we're not going to have a white guy playing a black guy, but it's like only gay people can play gay people, and only this can that and that. Like, I don't like that because acting is about pretending.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, if you got to go to the point where you're putting someone in prosthetics and all this shit, it's just, let's get a fat guy.
You got to get the person who portrays the emotion you want to, evoke the best, and whatever. I don't know, obviously, what they were going for there. But it's interesting you brought that up. Like, maybe we should have got a fat guy to play that for experiences and all that.
Yeah.
Because as we were watching Anya Taylor-Joy's movie, The Witch, today, or Witch, which was really a cool movie. There was a gross witchy woman in it that you see like right off the bat. And Kayla,
And then I thought she was beautiful at first, and then she becomes gross.
you see her gross at first, and then you see her beautiful.
It's been a while since I've seen it.
Big old bountiful titties. 90s people, your Vince Russos were all over it. White, cotton, P-word.
P-word. It's not pussy.
I refuse to say it. So it looked like it didn't look like she was wearing anything. It just looked like a horrible, grotesque woman. And Kayla was like, "Oh, I don't know how I feel about that." So that was, there you go. It's like, should we cast gross people or should we not? Because some people have different opinions on it. Bodysuits for everybody.
Well, I think we have the same opinion of this week's movie. Perfectly adequate, by the numbers, 90s action movie.
Too long.
Way too long. The final 15 minutes should have been cut.
Childish at times.
Yeah. No grit at all.
No grit. Silly.
90s.
Explosions for no reasons. Who's our hard target guy? John Woo.
Yeah.
There's John Woo moments. There's the bus jumping, the bridge scene is.
I was looking at, because I was struggling to find things to talk about with this movie. I looked at the IMDb like we always do when we do our research. There was like 100 fucking things, and 50 of them were about the bus jump. And I'm like, I'm bored. I'm not even gonna fuck it.
No,
because they say it happened. Like they had a ramp. What they said is they had a ramp, but they CGI'd it out.
Yeah.
So kudos to them if that's true. Because I did like. This is the last era, really, you think about it, of real stunts. And Keanu did a lot of his own stunts.
Okay.
He was hanging off a fucking car.
That's
all this shit.
Bravo. Fucking Christ. The whole... Never mind. We'll get into it.
Yeah, but I think I brought up last week, like, I don't get the love for Sandra Bullock or Keanu Reeves. Like, I don't hate them either.
No.
They're just kind of there.
They're there.
But... So when people just go like I wouldn't go see a movie they're in, but I would not go see a movie they're in either. They're just kind of blank slates. And we were talking before the show. I'm like, I think that's, if you want to be a superstar, I think that's what you need. You got to be so like the human color of beige that anyone, no matter what their circumstances are, wherever they live, they can project whatever they want onto you. Ergo, you're a star.
It's like when you read a book. And you have to make up the picture of the person.
Yeah.
I mean, you get the picture of the person, but you get to make up so much of it if you have a blank slate Keanu Reeves in there.
Right. So I think that's the draw of Keanu Reeves because, like I said, I don't dislike him. I don't like him. He just exists in my world, and I accept that.
We're an action podcast, and between the two of us, I think we've seen one John Wick movie.
Yeah, and I've seen 0, so...
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And I fell asleep. So, there you go.
I don't think that has anything to do with Keanu, though. I think that's just 'cause we hate modern action.
No, it's just modern action is all about style. It's all about military, tactics. It's no longer...
It's like we joke about modern wrestling. It's nobody sells.
Nobody sells.
It's just like... It's like a dance sequence.
Exactly.
Which is like, I mean, which isn't totally bad because, I mean, when you think about it, that's all Shaw Brothers movies were. I mean,
Ong Bak's cool.
What?
The Ong Bak movies?
Oh, I haven't seen those.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Oh, I think you would like the first one.
Good.
I think that was...
I know he's got to get like an elephant or something. Isn't that what it is?
I thought that was the second one, but yeah, one of those.
Know.
It's fun.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's like I remember everyone losing their shit over The Raid, and
that was the same guy I think who did Ong Bak. Yeah.
Okay. I'd seen Dread beforehand, so they're the same story. So I was kind of not impressed. I actually liked Raid 2 better, even though way too fucking long. Way too fucking long.
Way too long. Speaking of way too long, though.
This episode or the movie we watched?
Yeah, we're over 30 minutes. At
oh,
the top.
Right. We're gonna go throw right to the trailer now.
Sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to put a warning in the notes this week.
Yeah.
33-minute opener.
Okay.
Sorry, everybody.
Sorry, we just don't like talking 90s action. I'm sorry. But we have to because we're going to watch this trailer for Speed.
Now, that's a movie.
Don't worry, I have a plan. I saw this in a movie about a bus that had to speed around the city, keeping its speed over 50. And if its speed dropped, it would explode. I think it was called The Bus That Couldn't Slow Down. First, I hook this common VCR into the security camera system like so. Then I insert this old videotape of us working on a continuous loop.
All right, welcome back. Greatest fucking trailer of all time. I
Told you,
believe
Homer told it better than we could ever tell us. I don't know why we're even doing this shit. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Keep it warm.
Keep it warm. Anyways, let's see how fast we can get through this fucking movie.
Fast and Furious.
We have been spending a lot of time talking about our own shit. Anyways.
I wonder why no one listens. Maybe it's not fucking blaxploitation. Maybe it's us.
Maybe it's us. I'm glad we're recording this movie while we're side by side staring into a mirror. And I got to tell you, just having a candle flickering between the two of us while we stare into ourselves, a little too hard.
Don't say Bloody Mary 3 times.
Oh, what about Candyman?
Oh, that's the updated. That's a blaxploitation version of Bloody Mary.
It is.
Sorry, guys.
I hear.
Sorry to bring that up.
I
guys.
hear the first one's good, and the Jordan Peele one's
Well,
good.
I don't know. We're not going to do it because no one would listen to the episode.
You're right, exactly, because they're afraid of black people.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Do we need to now? They're not going to get this joke because they didn't listen. But do we need to get a cork and then like singe the end and rub fucking marks on her face? Now, if you listen to the episode, you'd get that. If you didn't,
would
you're
get
like,
that.
God, these guys are horribly racist. No, we're not.
And he's
You
talking-
are because you didn't listen.
He's talking Detroit 9000.
No, I'm talking Trick Baby.
Oh, excuse me, Trick
You
Baby.
need to listen to the episode.
God, I need to listen. I had the movie in mind. I know the scene you're talking about, but I said the
Yeah.
wrong title. Anyways,
Getting back.
We're
to
going-
Speed.
we're going down an elevator shaft.
Right off the bat, I even texted Griff immediately. I was enraged by the fucking font, the title.
No, it was
sequences.
awful.
Yeah, because they were like, all right, how are we going to make this different than any other one? How about we just bend the lettering so it's like almost a 3D effect?
What I hated was that this took me back to my grade school computer classes. Yeah. This was the Microsoft default, like, Word, I can't remember what it was called, Word font or whatever the fuck it was called, but there was some program and you got to write letters like that.
Yeah.
That's what that was. They made that into a graphic for this movie.
Somebody got paid a lot of money.
What year did this come out? 95?
Yeah, something like 95, 96. I don't know.
The year
I
that
never
fucking
saw it.
Red Wings lost the Stanley Cup, I believe.
To
Fuck the New Jersey Devils.
Yeah, fuck you, Kevin Smith.
Yeah, fuck you, Kevin Smith. What movie have you... He's doing Clerks 3? Stop.
I don't blame him. You get used to living the way he's living and you've run out of ideas. Go back to the
He
well.
sucks off comic book people now, and he makes the same fucking movie over and over again.
He had a heart attack. Give him
He did?
some
Oh, I'm
slack.
sorry.
And
Never-
he loves
I take it back.
He loves eating the brown, as he said, which is his wife's ass. So he's okay.
He said that in an interview.
It was like a tweet, and it was like everyone brings it up because it's so cringy.
Jesus Christ, that is the if there's ever a message from Gen X to Gen Z, I'm like you. See Clerks 3 about 50-year-olds fucking working at a convenience store. That is the goddamn tweet. I've killed Murray.
Yeah, I've eaten too much ass lately, Griff. That's true. All right, so yes, this font atrocious. I'm already bugging. I don't want to hate this movie, and I don't. This is the color beige of the movie. It's adequate. It's all done adequately directed, adequately acted. But
Yeah.
I didn't. At the end of the day, I didn't give a fuck about any of these characters.
Yeah, exactly. They give
And
you
the people.
no reason
This is
to.
like. I want to ask anyone if this is your favorite movie. Why?
Why? Good question. Why? I mean, I like a lot of the concepts and everything about this movie.
It's a great concept. I'm not knocking it.
But it wears out its welcome.
Yeah.
It wears it the fuck out. Like, there's tensity, there's everything. They do a good job of that. But then there's also people who just don't give a shit. And very much like the passengers on the bus we'll get to shortly, it's hard to care about a lot of this movie.
Yeah.
Like, nobody
It's like
else
riding
does.
on a bus. If you've ever done that, don't. You ever ridden on a public bus?
Hell yeah.
It's awful. It's an awful experience.
It's not the most fun. Depending on where you are.
Every experience I've had, shit happens. Like, most fucked up not the most fucked up, but like I remember one time I was in Tacoma, Seattle. I think it was in Tacoma because that's where my sister lives. And she was getting her car worked on. I came to visit her. So she's like, we got to take the bus to go pick up my car. Mm-hmm. Argument just breaks out between two people in front of us. It was like, can you just keep it together? So I'm very bus averse. Mm-hmm. I know you're all about walkable cities. Griff, give me my car. I don't give a shit.
I'm 100% about walkable city. Well, walkable city equals you don't have to get on a bus.
I just don't want to do public transport. I'm sorry.
I get that, and we've conditioned people in America to not like public transport.
Well, I'm from the Motor City, so I need my car.
You need your car. You need your wide roads and your cars.
Yeah, well,
you get a lot of stoplights out on your way over here.
Not on the way over here, but yeah, my sister lost her power. But getting back to Speed. Horrible opening sequence. I'm already dreading this.
Yep, and we're just going down an elevator shaft. We finally get to the bottom. And
what a metaphor. Going down an elevator shaft.
Yeah. Just like this podcast numbers. As soon as people get
No,
through
we're
that
bouncing
38-minute long intro, they're like, I'm done. I'm done. Never going to talk about Speed. You ruined this movie. Quote from YouTube.
Where is this movie? Hashtag you ruined this movie.
You ruined this movie. We get to the bottom, and a security guard's walking up to beautiful baby boy Dennis Hopper.
I don't know if he's a baby boy.
He's missing some kind of appendage there.
Thumb, which I didn't pick up at all until they hammered it home and let me know.
I loved how Dennis Hopper took his character and said, I'm always going to use my one good hand that just has a thumb to hold my phone. He could hold his phone like that. He could do that. Yeah. But he always held it with one good hand.
That's that. Well, yeah, body. But that's great acting because he's getting a point across it.
I liked it. Yeah. I liked it.
Well, I mean, that's probably the best acting he does because he's totally phoning it. I mean, this is like sellout Dennis Hopper.
I'm talking about him being on the phone, and you say he's phoning it in. I see what you did.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
But sometimes genius just comes out, Griff. I can't help it.
Exactly.
But yeah, this isn't Frank Booth. This isn't Lefty from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Dennis Hopper. This is like, I'm just collecting a fucking paycheck.
Yeah.
I'm a conservative now. I love Republicans.
Yeah.
Ronald Reagan was the best.
And, throughout this movie, we're going to be talking about, guys, we did this like 3 years ago, Speed 2.
I totally forgot about that. I was like,
Willem Dafoe annihilates Dennis Hopper in the acting department
of course,
for villains. So we'll try to throw back a little bit to that.
Well, that's because Dennis Hopper's not trying. Because Frank Booth is one of my favorite villains of all time.
Oh, he's so good. He's so good.
Yeah, but
I mean, we'll be able to talk about leeching. We'll be able to talk about evil, maniacal smiling that Willem Dafoe does.
How did Willem Dafoe never? I mean, everybody on the planet has played the Joker except for Willem Dafoe.
How was he not?
With
that mouth?
To play the Joker.
He can literally fit a foot-long sandwich the other way into his mouth.
He eats corn the long way.
He eats corn
on the cob the long way.
He also had golf ball bombs in that movie, which was just really funny to see.
Yeah.
Anyways, very Joker-esque of him.
Yeah.
So so security guard meets Dennis Hopper at the bottom. What are you doing here? I'm just fixing the wires, my boy. I'm pretty sure the wires are fine. What?
They have to call that in.
I think there's a wire hanging out of your ear. Just tilt your head a little to the side, grab a screwdriver, right in his ear hole.
Right in there.
Right in there.
Killed him dead.
We're used to seeing
And he did that without a thumb. You know how hard that is?
To seeing screwdrivers wedged into elevators to do whatever they want.
We get that in the next scene.
We do.
Yeah.
I don't know what the effect is when it goes in your ear hole, but apparently it's death.
Yes, it is death.
It is death.
Or deaf.
Or death. Death and destruction.
Both. All right, so we know this is our villain, Howard Payne. He's one bad hombre. And he's setting up this bomb, this time bomb. We know because he's got a red LED light fucking thing.
You gotta
Digital.
have red. And as
Yeah.
we're gonna learn
It's
from Jeff
danger.
Daniels' character later, they have a signature. They're monogamous to their bombs.
Yes.
So his bomb is the same throughout the last 20 years.
Right. I thought that was why he never got caught, because he changed his shit up. But normally a bomber is monogamous. I thought that was what made him different.
I couldn't tell because I heard it 3 different ways. I heard it that way. I heard it that he changed it up, and I also heard that he did this for the first time.
Because his character, Dennis Hopper, is a cop in Atlanta. When did the bombing in the Olympics happen in Atlanta? Was it 94?
It was 96.
96? Wow. This, it's predicted the future.
If this was, if Twitter
And that poor guy got blamed for it because he was he was Brendan Fraser from that movie. He was just a fat guy who lived with his mom, and people were like, "That guy's a killer."
I have no idea what you're talking
You
about.
don't know what that about?
No.
Clint Eastwood made a movie about this.
We got to do this another time, though, because we're already stretching this.
Watch the Clint Eastwood movie.
Okay, what's
Get
it
all
called?
the fact. I don't remember.
Sawdust. Go watch Clint Eastwood's Sawdust.
What last movie did in the past 10 years? I don't
We're
know.
watching a meeting get out, and
Business folks.
business
Deals
folks
getting done.
talking about shareholders, talking about making the next Ant-Man movie and how it's going to
There's
make them
actually
$1
even a
billion.
woman getting applauded for her business acumen.
That's right.
Very
There's
90s.
Asian, black, Mexican,
There was a guy in a wheelchair.
multiracial. It looked like a Coca-Cola commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not eating M&M's.
So right
though.
now we know, because we're trained to hate business people, but we like these people because they're diverse.
diverse and exactly.
So they get in the elevator, and they're like going down. A little joke there, and
joke.
then boom, Howard Payne blows up the elevator, starts flying down, but the brakes kick in,
That's right.
and now they're stuck at it's like a 46-story building. They're like at 32 or something.
That's right. I mean, we have to use the name Howard Payne. You don't hear it
bringing
late
the
into
pain.
the third act.
He's bringing the pain.
He's bringing the pain. We have to bring it up because audio,
Calls in his demands, Griff, because all Mad Bombers have demands. That's the
That's
reason
right.
to blow shit up.
Not a manifesto. He doesn't go Kaczynski. Wait, Kaczynski? Was he the bomber guy?
Yeah, he was another one. Yeah,
Okay.
he was a Unabomber.
He was the Unabomber. He doesn't have like a whole creed about the world and how
No,
he
he's
needs
all
to
about
see
the
it.
money,
He just wants money.
which is refreshing.
It is refreshing. We're gonna learn a lot about cop pensions in this movie.
$3 million. He has another bomb on the brakes.
That's right.
And if you blow the brakes off, you're gonna die.
These people, boop, dead.
So, all right, this is where we finally get our hero. Totally destroy the axle of their car. You know, the car, I think in San Francisco, there's this flying hill.
They're like action movie. We gotta have this car in the air. Why?
Comes down. I tell you, the fucking axles in the 90s, they could take some punishment.
They could when we used to build cars to last.
Right, in America.
Yeah. Now our roads don't last. Our cars don't last.
Right.
What lasts?
We meet our hero, Jack Traven, I think was Keanu.
Trevin? I think it was Trevin.
I think it was Traven.
Okay.
What does he call him? Jack, so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
And his older, 2 weeks from retirement, cop mentor,
Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels, Harry.
Also his name in Dumb and Dumber.
Wow, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it's continuity.
Maybe he
actually.
got his shit together and became.
I don't think he actually died in that bomb explosion. It just scrambled his brains. And
Oh,
he became
I
dumb.
thought. Oh, okay. I was thinking the opposite. I thought Dumb and Dumber came first.
No.
Okay. Well, then it makes sense.
It scrambled his brain. That's why his hair's frayed in all of Dumb and Dumber. It's
yeah.
because from the explosion. Wet water will not put his hair down. It's just constantly frizzed.
nothing wetter than water.
Nothing wet.
And so there we finally get to see Keanu Reeves stretch himself. Because before this, he just played fucking Ted, a variation of Ted in every movie.
Oh,
This is
hi guy.
stoner guy.
Stoner guy, yeah.
And this is his first introduction. And this saved his career, I would say. Like,
I would say so, yeah.
he got a little buffed up a little. He got a fucking man's haircut, which was in the IMDb.
Shaved, yeah, he just shaved it.
Yeah, IMDb, they were like, you need a man's haircut. Cut that shit. And
Okay.
I agree. The ear's beautiful. Nothing touching those ears.
I think it was good, exactly. He's got a baby face and everything, but having him with the shaved haircut makes him look more real, like serious.
Yeah. Not tough, though. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Keanu
no,
Reeves,
not tough. Even though he volunteers to go to the elevator shaft and
He volunteers Harry.
volunteers Harry as well.
Right. And then Harry's like, well, you're coming with me, bud. And, like, there's little This is like a little banter between them. We know these guys love each other.
That's good. Generational differences. We've been talking. How did we know we were going to fit a theme into this? Generational differences. He's clearly a Gen Xer, and Harry's clearly a boomer.
Yeah.
And they're getting along because they have a goal in mind that they share.
Jenna, it can work out. Okay, I'm saying that.
Jenna, come on, just listen to our episode, become a big fan. You'll come on, you'll do a cop in a field with us. Next thing you know, we're fast friends.
I'm sure she'd love that.
And then you'll really start to understand, like, we need to understand context before we just start shouting
running our fucking dick licker.
But thank you for doing it in a DM and not.
Yeah. Thank you for that. So they volunteer because we meet our captain. Of course, he's black. He's a captain. Guy from Terminator 2. I don't remember his name.
I don't remember his name.
He almost destroyed the world in Terminator 2.
Yeah, once we got down to Jeff Daniels on the casting call, I was done.
Yeah. And he's like, go ahead, you crazy nuts. Go ahead and do your thing. And so Jack, he loves his battery-powered screwdriver. You notice that?
I did notice that.
So he's got it with him, his handy-dandy screwdriver. Not the Doctor Who version.
Not the Doctor Who.
And
that's a Sonic driver, I want to say.
I think so. I've never seen Doctor Who.
Never seen it either.
And he does, maybe Jenna will do a cop in the field in Doctor Who.
Maybe. That's her generation's thing.
It'll probably be the girl one. I won't want to do it, but,
hey, it's fine. We got to learn about Jenna.
Yeah, we do.
Jenna, did you hear this? We want to learn about you before we cast aspersions.
Talk about a generation gap.
Oh, no! 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 This episode's too
And I'm not talking about her butthole, all right?
Wow.
I'm just saying generation gap.
No, I get it.
Yeah. I'm not talking about
what happened? What did we eat this morning to be so on fire today?
Because we want to make speed fun. Because it's lacking.
Okay.
All right. I want to talk about a guy using a screwdriver, Griff. Fuck's sake.
That's right.
So he opens a panel, side panel. I didn't see any two-way mirrors like we saw in Mechanic.
That's right.
Jason Statham's Mechanic.
Such smart maneuvers in the Mechanic.
Right. So they rappel down to the top of the...
They end up rappelling down to the elevator.
While they're doing that, we're seeing Howard like in another elevator, like fucking with shit. Like he's going to put another bomb up or something.
He's ripped off the button panel and replaced it completely with the digital readout and everything. You're thinking, oh, he upgraded it. It's going to tell you the weather. Hi, how are you? It's AI enhanced. No, he's probably rigging a bomb to it. Yeah. That's what we have to assume. So he's kind of overhearing... Because he's
very meticulous.
He's supposed to be in a different elevator shaft, but he can still hear them in the other elevator shaft, and he knows his shit's being fucked with.
Because he hears the screwdriver.
Also, he has a ear in on it.
Yeah,
he has an earpiece in on it. That's how he hears it.
And so, Jack's on the top. He's like, "Hey, we're gonna save you." And they're thinking, "What?" They just thought there was a malfunction. They have no idea that there's a bomb threat shit going on.
That's right. So all the people in the elevator are like, wait, he just said he's with the LAPD. Why are the police here? Just send, the maintenance crew.
So Jack is muscle. Harry is the bomb diffuser. What were they the bomb squad or they were SWAT team? What the fuck were they?
No, Murray, you see, back in the day, before unions existed, the company just asked you to do everything and you learned everything and you did everything you could because you loved the company that just loved you back so hard. They did not ever fuck you over.
That's a good message of this movie because we learned that's not true from our villain.
Exactly.
Our villain? So they're going, Harry's looking over that bomb. He's like, I've never seen this shit.
We're talking about this before. We know everybody has their own style. Our poor late David Carradine.
Yeah.
He killed himself. He had a jerk-off style. He supposedly died doing his old jerk-off style.
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
Bomb people have the same methods. They have their style. They're monogamous.
They're very OCD about their bomb.
Exactly. They have to do it the same way every time with the same sawdust.
But Harry, you think he's seen it all. He's a fucking expert. He's like, I've never seen this shit. This is next level bomb shit. This guy's a pro.
It's got to be a pro.
So they're like...
They're calling back down to captain. And they're saying, hey, we got a bomb on this fucking elevator. What are we going to fucking do about it?
And before they go into that, we need a little more character development on our hero Jack. So they contrived this thing where Harry's like,
they're told to hold, so they got time.
Right. So he's like, hypothetical. We're in a hostage situation. Guy's got a gun to the head of this hostage. What do you do, Jack?
Shoot the hostage.
And he's like, no, you don't do that. He's like, well, they're going to fucking probably blow up the guy, shoot the guy anyway. So why don't, get the target out of the way? So we're learning. We got a Martin Riggs on our hands. This little kind of like plays by his own rules, like the best cops do.
Yeah.
Jack.
Yeah, we know cops, usually their hands are tied, so you got to take it by your own rules. And he starts thinking in the air of silence that Jack Daniels has handed. Jack Daniels. Wow. Jeff Daniels has handed him. Harry
That's what you're
here.
drinking. That's not who's in the movie.
I wish I would. No, I don't. Why? God damn it. That just reminded me of a thing. No, let's go on. Let's persevere. He realizes the elevator's in deep trouble because of the weight.
Well, not only is he a cop that plays by his own rules, he's a cop that listens to his gut.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's right. He does say his gut rumbles, and he says, I got a feeling.
And he's like, calling back to the hypothetical thing, he's like, well, he's going to blow the thing up whether we give him the money or not.
Doesn't matter, yeah.
So,
which is a good thought.
And then he has an aha moment. Let's go to the roof.
Got to go to the roof.
So go to the roof. Thankfully, there happens to be a crane on this roof of this building.
They're doing construction. There's going to be a crane. I love this. We're making great pace. You're thinking these guys are not getting through this movie. We're 25 minutes into this movie. And we're 10 minutes into our review of it.
Yeah. And so he's like, hey, there you go, crane. We'll just feed it into the elevator shaft.
Yeah. Thankfully, it was endorsed by Fraser. Crane.
So they thankfully, there's like an eye hook on the top of elevators, apparently.
They just have them.
And he just puts the hook on it. And
That's
he's
right.
like, pull it up. And fucking our man Payne is hearing this. And he's like, I don't like this. My plan that I've been planning for 2.5 years is going up in smokes here.
We see like the construction of his remote bombs, and there's 3 green lights or red lights?
Red lights, bro.
Red lights. And then he hits the green on the one that blows up the brakes on the elevator with all the hostages.
And then it just starts going down.
Free fall.
Loving an elevator.
Loving an elevator.
But we got the crane, so we're all right. Or are we?
Because, I mean, come on. All that weight.
At that speed, the velocity.
Exactly.
You know physics, people. You know what's going to happen.
I try to call up Shokazuki to talk about turpidity for this
The
episode.
turpidity was off the chain.
The turpidity, not to talk about the BPMs that were going on in that elevator.
The BIMs.
The BIMs.
Woo.
Woo.
So it goes, but then the crane catches it. So they're like probably 10 stories down, like floors down.
That's right.
But they're not level with the door.
Right.
The boys, somehow, they automatically know what level it stopped at because they just go down the stairs and find it.
There must have been a sign in the elevator shaft because, you're right. They go straight to it, and we're seeing them. They wedge the doors open.
Well, Harry points out, he's like, that blew 3 minutes early. He's a pro. He wouldn't do that.
Good call, yeah.
Yeah. So, like we just said, Jack gets his screwdriver out, pries open the door. So we just see there's like 2 feet, like at the top, we see the elevator.
Yeah.
And a woman could totally fit through. I mean, I guess I would be kind of scared because if it just came down, you get chopped in half or whatever.
Right.
But,
yeah. If it came down to one chunk. So you see it where it's just like they have to get on their hands and knees to look through the crevice, and they start to.
And then you hear, and then the crane starts bending, and they're going down.
We're watching it. It's slow. It's tense. It's and then you're left with just the one woman. I can't do it. I can't do it. And
this whole scene irritated me because the crane, we can say the crane breaks, so it's like still wedged up there.
Oh yeah, it snaps off the roof. It goes into the elevator shaft and gets caught on the scaffolding.
Right.
But it keeps bending and swaying and everything, so it's going down a little bit, and it just gets to the point where the last woman, she has
what irritated me about the scene was everyone's waiting for Keanu to pull them out. I would just leap out the fucking elevator.
I don't know why they were waiting, especially for some of those scenarios where it's like just like they did a great job. Nobody panics in this movie, whatever. Like, you think people would be
does.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Perfectly named, by the way, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. Oh, but we see people ripping people off, like to get. Think about opening what Black Friday. We see people trampling
For a TV.
For a TV.
Yeah.
No, that's what this situation would have been.
Yeah.
It would have been chaos. But in this
Everyone's
movie,
waiting their turn.
in this movie, the Quaaludes are plenty. No one gives a shit about anything.
The lewds.
The
man.
lewds.
The lewds.
Okay, so they get everybody out. They get
Except one woman.
That one woman.
The cat lady. And she's just like, no, I can't do it. Come on. And then he pulls her out.
He pulls her out. Yep. Quick, just barely. And so this is where they get pointed out that 3 minutes early. No, that can't be this guy.
I've never met this guy, but I know his total MO now.
He's like a perfect Hitler. The trains are on time, but this train was early. This doesn't make sense. He's in the building.
My gut's telling me. Because Harry's like, no way. You know, you've heard of remote triggers. There's no way he would be here.
Yeah, Harry's convinced this guy's over in Cancun or someone. Epstein Island, you know, getting it on with some underage
Clinton
ladies.
was president this time. So
Yeah, so Epstein Island was flowing.
And we know the body count the Clintons have.
That's right.
So, yeah, and they're like, it's got to be the freight elevator. I don't know why, but it is. So they rush over to the freight elevator, and lo and behold, Payne is in the freight elevator.
So they lower themselves down. Okay, when we're in the other elevator shaft, the noise is off the charts even when they're being quiet. They get in this elevator shaft. Somehow, Payne does not hear them at all. Or does he? Because they manage to rappel themselves down onto his elevator car.
Yeah.
And they're on the roof of it. And they're like doing hand signals to each other at this point. Because you can't talk. You're right over the
I thought they were just doing the 9 powers of the ninja, getting ready to fight.
It might have been that. You know what? That's up to interpretation, everybody.
That's up to interpretation.
Oh my God! Talk about reaching. I love it though. That was good.
Yeah.
Turpidation.
So Howard finally hears him, and he just starts shooting a shotgun up through the roof.
That's right.
And Harry falls in the hole.
That's right. He's got a hostage now.
Yeah, and so Jack has to fucking, it's his partner. He's got
to figure out something. And to just make matters worse, Payne realizes there's another person on the roof, hits the top floor.
Which this also irritated me too, because we can clearly see there's a ladder on the side. He could have just walked over.
There's so much room for him to get away from the situation and think of something. But no, Keanu's a baby boy, so he's like, oh, what do I do? Falls into the elevator.
Right. And then Payne goes to shoot him, but he finally ran out of bullets. But he's wired up. He's got a bomb vest on. He's got a suicide bomb vest with the fucking dead man trigger in his hand.
That's right. So they start taking the elevator back down.
Right.
And as they're going down, he's like, all of our forces are on the bottom floor. We're going to fucking get you. We got snipers everywhere. And he's just like, I'm going to get off of the third floor where the garage is, where my car's parked.
No. He faked him out. He's like, I'm going to make him think we're getting off the third floor.
Oh, Murray, goddamn.
But because he pushed some buttons, that thing he was working on. And he's like, but we're really going to go down
the
to the...
screwdriver was wedged in just perfectly.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Evil. And he's just like, but we're going to go down to the garage, like you said. So
Okay.
he fakes out the cops. Because the cops are like, they see the button. It's like third floor. So they rush up to the third floor.
Okay, Dennis Hopper, that's a point for you, man. I fucking missed that one.
So we got the situation where he's holding Jeff Daniels and he's walking backwards towards his car in the garage.
We just had this conversation. What do you do in a hostage situation, Jack? Trayvon? Was it Trayvon?
I thought you were going for way where. Oh yeah.
No, I just going for his name.
Yeah, I know. But you said Trayvon.
Oh no! Oh boy!
So
swinging.
He did not do that.
No.
Well, or did he? He kind of did pull a Zimmerman because he's just like.
Bail this out and put it right back in there.
Because Harry's like, shoot the hostage. And he shoots Harry in the leg, falls down. Fucking, I guess Howard just walks out of the room, doesn't he? Because he's like, well, he's like, I got enough C4 to blow this whole building up. You got the balls to do that.
Literally just walks away backwards, just staring at Jack.
He
the whole
moonwalked.
time. He moonwalked, and Jack at any time could have shot him in the forehead.
But he's got the dead man trigger. He can't.
Oh, did he explain the dead man
Yeah.
trigger?
He's like, I have enough
Oh.
C4 to blow this building up.
That might have been it then. If he
Yeah.
explained it, because he's got a trigger where you have to hold it
Right.
in.
If he drops it, boom.
Exactly. So we see this bomb come up on a scene that should not exist in this movie. Way later. We
And
both
then
agree.
he makes his escape, but then the bomb goes off.
Right. And so we're expecting that Howard Payne died?
That's what we think. Of course he
Cut.
died.
That was a cut too.
Yeah, and then now
Clap too.
we got our. This must be like months later because Harry gets shot in the leg and he's kind of like he's got cocaine now.
Right.
But he seems okay. But
He's selling it like a
and
champ.
we all. When does this ever fucking happen? There's like a fucking officer commendation on fucking TV. Like we give a shit about this stuff.
No one
but
would give a fuck about that. We would never do this. Or maybe they would on like C-SPAN or something.
I don't know. But yeah, so we get a thing where they're getting an award for their bravery. They saved the fucking people, saved the city $3 million, more importantly.
That's right.
And now we go to the bar to party. Harry's getting drunk. He's just like, look.
I got to point out something about this whole thing.
Okay.
Harry's wife does not come to it.
That's true. Well, his dick doesn't work because he got shot in the leg.
Okay.
So she's probably left him.
She's just like, I'm done.
Right. Your dick doesn't work.
Dick don't work. I don't care.
So that's probably why he's getting drunk. And that's why he tries to cover himself with this line that comes up.
That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, because he's just like, before that, he's like, Jack, look, I'm on desk duty now. Because you crippled me. I can't
Yeah.
fucking walk straight anymore. My dick doesn't work. I piss on myself. But
There-
that's beside the point. You need to stop listening to your gut and start listening to your brain.
That's
Because you're
right.
going to get in trouble, my friend. By the way, I'm going to go home to use my functioning penis to have sex with my wife.
The only thing you're going to do is vomit.
Next morning, Jack. I didn't know so many people had relationships with their bus drivers in this movie. Everybody knows their bus driver. He doesn't even take a bus.
He
and
doesn't?
he knows Bob or whatever the fucking bus.
Sam!
No, Sam is the other.
Oh,
Sam
you're
is
right.
Blanca.
You're right. This
This is like Bill.
I would write a movie that would be one of the big lines, big reveals. Sam is Blanca. I love that.
This is Bill. I'm gonna call him Bill. I don't remember his fucking name.
Bob.
I don't remember.
No, you're right. It's
Oh.
it's a B name.
I don't remember my bus driver's name.
Yeah, it's in
I
the
don't
notes.
care.
It's Bob.
Okay. And they're at the local Denny's getting their coffee because we know
Of
Denny's makes the
course.
best
That's
coffee,
right.
most
Mwah.
gourmet coffee.
Oh my God, those Arabica beans.
Right. And it's like Bob, fucking, he's got a car. He doesn't take the bus, but he knows Bob
He knows his coffee drink.
because there has to be a connection. Why? Because we'll learn in the next minute.
That's right.
Because Bob gets his coffee, gets in his bus.
Right. We have to. This scene is establishing the fact that it's been 1 second since he walked in to get his coffee. Keanu says hi to him and walks back out to his bus. And within that time,
Well, the barista goes, "Hey, you left your muffin, Jack." So Jack is like, he's distracted.
oh, all right, I'll get my muffin.
Wings
All
Hauser
right.
would be awesome in this.
Oh
fucking
my
movie.
God, Wings Hauser would have put. This
By the way,
level.
we're talking about complaining about people. I actually had an interaction with someone on Twitter. They said Get Tevin was awful.
well,
And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? They were like, it was torture to get through. I'm
Oh.
like, I wanted more.
that's a lie.
Anyway, so he's distracted. Bus drives off. Boom! It just blows up.
That's right. Jack goes running after it. He's crying. He's like, oh my God, I gotta get Bob. I was gonna give him half a muffin. And then a phone rings. And then, I mean,
Payphone.
how often did this happen to you where a payphone randomly rang by you and you're like,
I got to answer it.
destiny.
You have to answer. If a phone rings, you must answer it.
That's right. That's an old folk tale.
Right.
That's what my movie would be. Kids don't answer the phone and then they start getting killed. And so they start answering the phone and the person's telling us, we're going to kill you. It's a double.
That's the twist.
That's the twist. Yeah.
So it's like, so if I answer the phone and not answer the phone, I die?
Yeah.
Yes. So it's fucking Payne, Howard Payne. He's
Howard
bringing
Payne.
the pain because he's like, you ruined my fucking plan, Jack. 2.5 years. I don't like that. I need my money. And this is where he lays out. He's like, I need my 3.7. 3.7. I like it. That's how accurate this guy is. Million nest egg.
Yeah, he's a smart man.
So this is where we lay out the plot of this movie. We all know it. There's a bus out there, some random bus.
Right.
Got a bomb on it.
That's
Once
right.
it reaches 50 miles per hour, the bomb is activated.
Yep.
And if it goes below 50, it blows up.
We all know the premise of this movie.
I
It's
want
great.
my money by 11 a.m. He looks at his watch. It's 8:05. He's just like, shit, all right, I got 3 hours to find this fucking bus. I'll tell you the bus. It's bus 2525, and it's at fucking Hollywood and Vine or some shit.
Yeah. That's a Tom Waits song, Hollywood and Vine.
So it's like a couple blocks over, so Jack starts running toward the bus.
Oh, it's Heart Attack and Vine.
And this is where we meet our female lead, this movie that made fucking Sandra Bullock a star.
That's right. Oh, it did?
Yes, it
Oh,
did.
I didn't
This
know
was
that.
her big movie. I think she was in Demolition Man like the year before, but this is like her first like starring,
Oh,
kind
my
of
God.
co-starring. role.
Fucking Demolition Man. All right, so we have Annie picking up her coffee from Denny's.
Right.
Turning to the bus, but she's late because Denny's, she went to the wrong Denny's. She went there in rush hour. The Grand Slam line at Denny's at 9 a.m. You can't catch a bus.
No, you can't. But
That's
you got to stay. You can't.
You can't. Once you're in that aroma, you can't
Right.
leave it. It's Pepe Le Pew all day.
Right.
You can't leave it. So she comes running out. Sam, stop the bus, please, Sam. Please, Sam.
Right. Because she knows her bus driver as well.
Exactly. Well, we all do.
And Sam, like I said, looks like Blanca from Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Why wasn't he cast?
stops the bus.
He
lets her
looked
on.
literally. He looked. I would rather see that guy painted green and play Blanca than the guy that played fucking Blanca in Street Fighter.
It was a tragedy.
Yeah.
And if you want to hear Joel Coleman lose his poor sweet spirit, and Joel Coleman's full of spirit, go listen to Street Fighter when we talk about Blanca.
The Jean-Claude Van Damme.
The
one,
Jean-Claude
not
Van
the
Damme.
Chiba ones. Even though you
Not
should
Chiba.
listen to the Chiba one as well.
Definitely listen to the Chiba ones. Those are so fucking.
So she gets on the bus, and we're like, "Oh, we've already fallen. This is America's Sweetheart. We've already fallen in love with this girl. Why? Because she's the way she's dressed, Griff. Classic '90s fashion.
It's classic 90s. She knows her bus driver's name. She's a person of the people.
yeah.
She's every man. Woman.
She's taking the bus because she got her. Was her car, or she just lost her license? I think because she
She lost
speeds.
her license.
Because she speeds. So she's got that classic mid '90s look, which was nothing. I hate the '90s, and nothing was good about the '90s. And like we alluded to earlier, this should have been where I shined because this was like my late
Yeah,
teens. I hated it. I was miserable. Well, first of all, you had to be miserable because of grunge.
Yeah.
Everything was miserable. Everyone was miserable.
These were meant to be your primitive years. Is that what they call it?
No.
Primitive? No. Prime years, I guess.
prime years. Primitive is totally
That's
when you're just eating
dumb.
ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's got the awful '90s fat. Probably she didn't have. I don't think Friends was on, but she probably would have had the Rachel haircut if Friends.
Yeah,
was on.
definitely.
She's got the fucking like Doc Martinez esque.
Start from top down because the down part that's the part that really upset me. So I
Okay.
want to save that for
So
last.
I think she's. I don't know what she was. Was she wearing like this a t-shirt
What she was
with
supposed
a
to be
big
wearing,
like baggy, not a
it was-
flannel shirt, but it was that kind
It
of
was
shirt.
no. It was supposed to be a hoodie,
Okay,
like a zip-up hoodie, because that was a big reveal later.
all right,
Arizona University. That
great football team.
Maybe that'll ring a bell. That rang a bell. And then she has like some weird '90s like blouse on,
Yeah,
to
ugly.
cover. And then she had I don't remember what kind of pants.
I
or-
thought she was wearing shorts.
She
like
was
baggy
wearing
shorts.
Yeah, she was wearing some kind of shorts. And then we get down to those fucking ankles. And Murray's worried about the boots. You can tell us about the boots. The boots are not.
Oh, I
what
know
I'm worried
boots are great, but not with that. Not with the rest.
Yeah.
Like I have no problem. I got a pair of Doc Martens, but I probably bought them around this time. But
I didn't.
I didn't. Well, no, I didn't wear them.
It's what you
that
had-
was a look in the '90s, though.
Yeah.
Shorts with combat boots.
Yeah.
I don't think I did that.
My favorite wrestler at the time, Raven, wore that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
He was an embodiment. That's why I hate the '90s. He was an embodiment of the '90s.
I get it. When I
Yeah.
go back and watch it, I'm like, yeah, I can get that.
Shorts with a fucking flannel shirt tied around his
What bothers
waist.
me, what Raven didn't wear, what Sandra Bullock decided to wear, doily socks
Doily socks.
from like what children wear. with the fucking like.
Well, we just said this is a childish movie.
So this is what I don't get about her character. She's supposed to be taken as
Because
like
she's
this,
tough yet feminine at the same time. All just with below the fucking ankle or above the ankles or below the ankle, below the knee.
below the knee.
That's her
don't-
character. Is just below the knee.
I don't like that.
I don't
Yeah.
like it either, but I think that's what they were going for. She is streetwise yet feminine.
So we learn how streetwise she is because one of the passengers on the bus is a tourist. This
Yes.
nerd named Steven.
Cameron from Ferris Bueller.
That's right. Talking her ear off. I'm here on vacation.
I thought there's like he has to be in on it with Payne. Didn't you think that? Like he was totally
100%. 100%.
Yeah. No, sorry guys.
Neither me or Maury have seen this movie in like over a decade.
I've never seen it, and he hasn't seen it in over a decade.
Oh, you
Yeah.
have never seen it?
No, I've seen bits and pieces, but it just didn't grab
Okay.
my attention.
Yeah, it's been like 15 plus years since I
I
last
knew
saw
when it came out, I wouldn't be into it, and I was right.
You were right. Okay.
Yeah.
Not bored, but not like, oh, this is great.
Well, no, I'm like, by the time you guys hear this, I'll have forgotten everything about this movie.
100%.
Yeah.
Except those socks.
Except those socks.
So the socks are frustrating. Steven is even more frustrating, telling her all about his tourist. Clearly, he's trying to get next to her. He's doing it in the most like, roundabout way. He's trying to like ease into it and be like, hey, maybe you can take me to a drink or something. But she's just deciding, no, I want nothing to do with this guy. Starts spitting out her gum, spreading it all over the
That
place.
was an ad lib by Sandra Bullock.
Was it?
According to IMDb.
I would be pretty impressed if that was.
Yeah. Well, that's why she's America's sweetheart and became a huge star.
Yeah, that's right. She knows how to get away with
She
a
knows
creep.
that improv like we do.
That's right.
So yeah, she does the old gum trick. We've all been there, guys. The girl's I got gum on my hand. I can't talk to you anymore.
Yeah, eat out my peach, and then you say, "Oh, I'm sorry. There's gum all over, all
my
over."
seat. So I'm sitting over here, and he's oblivious. He fell for it.
He fell for it.
And then we're getting some tension. We're just seeing. By the way, all right, I've been to LA once. I never want to go back because traffic is dog shit in fucking LA.
Yes.
It's constant. And I can't believe anybody could get up to fucking 46 miles per hour.
100% believe that.
Because when we went there, we're like, let's get. I think we left like 2 or 3 in the afternoon to get the fuck out of LA. Still bumper to bumper.
Yeah. No, from what I hear, I listened to a person who lives in the LA area, still that way.
Yeah,
and I went
horrible.
there like maybe 8, 9, 10 years ago.
I went there like 20 years ago,
and it was still that way too.
Yeah.
It doesn't change.
Yeah, because everyone wants to fucking live in LA. They
And-
love LA.
And we all want to drive.
Exactly.
I feel like there's a better option. Probably the Hyperloop.
Yes. And they need a people mover is what they need.
Oh my God.
Listen to Detroit 5,000 for more Detroit.
Yeah, please listen to Detroit.
So yeah, we're getting that tension. 46 miles per hour. Like, oh my God, they're gonna activate the bomb. And
It was good. I liked how they did that though.
Yeah, it was very. Jan de Bont did a decent job of directing.
Oh shit! You know what this guy went on to do?
Twister.
I don't think it was Twister.
He did Twister.
Oh, okay. I know he did Band of Brothers. That was a really fucking good HBO show. I used to like that one. That was World War I or II?
World War II.
Two. Yeah.
So okay, so thankfully there's an accident, so it goes back down. It's not going up to 50. Jack finds the bus. He's running along. He's like, "What was this like? Fucking bulletproof glass? Like, how come no one could hear him?"
How they chose when people could hear and not hear was frustrating.
Yeah.
Again, you suspend. Look, we're pros at this. You suspend
Right.
belief and all that. You know, you got to work with them. But it was just very frustrating because in this scene, Sam's like, "I don't give a shit. We're on the freeway right now. I'm not listening to anybody. I can't hear anything."
Right.
But a scene or two later, he's like, "What? Oh my God! Okay, I'll
Because he
stop."
flashed his badge. He didn't have his badge out.
Yeah.
He was just a crazy
You think
white
that's the
guy.
first thing you would do?
Well, Jack's thinking with the gut, dude.
Just thinking with the gut.
And he's like breaking the fucking windows, pounding on him. So I guess you would think it's just a crazy homeless guy or some shit,
Yeah,
which they have
that's
plenty of in LA.
Right.
And so he's just like, "Can't hear you." La 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 la. Drives away.
They finally get through. The bus gets through that funnel down accident situation, and they're fucking hitting cruise control. They're going over 50 miles an hour. So now
I
Keanu's...
love that reference to Speed 2.
Thank
Cruise
you.
control.
I knew exactly what I was doing there. And so now we're hitting over 50 miles an hour. We're seeing it on the
Nearing
speedometer.
it. Yeah, it's getting up there.
Yeah, it's just kind of like shaking right below it, like a cartoon. It's like the fucking speedometer is weaving itself. And so Keanu's like, shit, I need to find a car now. And so he just goes out in the freeway.
Yeah.
And, you know, Angawa,
Pulls a gun out.
I'm a white man,
Right. I can do what I want.
manages to stop a black guy who we both think was in Speed 2.
Yeah, we're pretty sure Speed 2 was a callback to this guy.
Which is kind of neat. I like that they did that.
Yeah, because he had the vanity place, the Tunesman. So he
Yes!
was like a music guy. And so it's just, so he he's got a Jaguar. He's a man of means. He's got a fucking giant-ass Seinfeld cell phone, too.
Yep.
So we know in 94, that was pretty impressive. 96, whenever the fuck this movie came out, it's pretty impressive to have a fucking cell phone.
I think we said 95.
All right.
Okay.
So he carjacks basically this guy. The guy was totally cool about it. He's just like, you notice, he's like totally destroying this guy's Jaguar, for fuck's sake.
Yes.
And he's just like, hey, man, I'm going with the flow. I don't give a shit.
He really does. Everybody in this movie at this point just reacts like, I don't know, like it's their own Truman Show. Like they've been informed that morning, your life is Truman Show. Everything that happens is just to appease an audience.
Or it's the lewds.
Or it's the lewds. That's the only other way to
Where
explain
did Quincy
it.
take place? L.A., Griff.
I love L.A.
Lewds.
Wait, who did that song? Was that Newman?
Randy Newman.
I love L.A. That's your favorite, isn't it?
Short People is my favorite right now. So he finally catches up to the bus. They're driving alongside it. He's screaming at Blanca. Blanca can't hear him.
Sam Blanca.
Finally hits 50. Baby, see the light go off underneath the. It's like, oh shit, shit is on now. First of all, if you're in LA, you'd immediately blow up because you have to slow down again because traffic is bullshit.
Exactly.
But we're living in the fantasy LA.
Exactly.
And so he's, I can't hear you.
I don't know what to tell you guys. I can't hear you.
So Jack grabs the fucking Seinfeld phone, brick phone, calls up the fucking precinct. He's like, look, there's a fucking bomb. He explains everything. Captain walks in to tell Harry there's a bomber, there's a ransom. So Harry's getting ready to talk him through all this shit.
Right. That's when it's like everybody's getting the big reveal, like back and forth, like, where's Jack? Where's your partner? He's on the bus. Or he's with the bus.
Yeah, he's with the bus because he's in the Jag. And so Jack's like, hey, you mind? Are you attached to these doors at all on your car? He's like, yeah. Sorry.
Cool.
He drives in front because because at first
they wrote out a message.
Yeah, he rode in front of it so they wouldn't go above 50 because he was going to have his car go below 50.
He thought they weren't going above 50, even though they got up there and they were going above 50. And they're pacing and everything. And then he's writing out the message. He holds up the message. It falls out of his hands. It goes straight to the windshield. And then the bus driver freaks out.
Right.
So he's going 60 at the time.
Right.
And he starts to slow down. And this is where the communication makes no sense. Because then Keanu turns and says to him, you need to go over 50. And somehow the bus driver knows, oh, I need to go over 50. Yes. That's where it's like, fucking what?
Because I guess Blanca could read lips. I don't know.
Blanca definitely can read lips.
But, yeah, so then Jack opens the door, drives to the side lane, slams on the brakes, so the bus rips the fucking door off of the Jaguar because he needs that to be able to jump into the bus.
Right.
Guy's totally cool about this. This fucking Jaguar's probably like $100,000 or some shit, and he's just like, whatever.
All right.
I got to flee. He's Andrew Tate. He's like, I got to flee to these fucking cars.
Exactly. He gets on the bus. Again, no one on this bus reacts. Everything that just happened, a fucking random
If you're
human
driving
being,
a bus, your life's so miserable, you don't get
exactly.
it.
Is that what they're? This is what's incredible to me. Is that the message they're trying to make in this movie? Your life is so fucked if you're riding a bus, not just a local bus, a freeway bus. Your life is that fucked. Yeah. And all the people on the bus are like, I'm just trying to get to work.
One guy freaks out.
One guy does freak out when he gets on the bus because Jack jumps aboard and tries to say, hey, it's okay, I'm a cop.
And that sets this like a barrio type dude,
Yeah,
Hispanic
yeah.
dude. He jumps
Ray.
up. Ray.
You can just call him Ray.
Yeah, he grabs a gun, pulls out a gun.
Pulls out a gun.
He thinks Jack is there. They would go. This guy got
Yeah.
trouble and this shit.
Hey, again, I said everybody on this bus was told this is the Truman world. So clearly, Truman Show. So clearly, this guy thought everything was built around him. Because that's the only way this guy would overreact like this.
And so Jack's like, "Hey, be cool, be a little Fonzie. I'm gonna put my gun down. Be cool." This is where Griff's favorite character in the movie, Ortiz,
Ortiz.
the non-criminal Hispanic man, tries to grab the gun from Ray. There's a struggle. The gun goes off. Blanca gets shot.
That's right. Right in his driving shoulder.
Right.
You can't.
But
keep-
it did. They did point out it went all the way through. So he will live.
Oh, no,
people.
you saw the bullet go through the windshield.
He will live.
Oh, yeah, no. He can't keep it 10-2, though.
Annie, forget Jesus. Annie takes the wheel,
Annie, take the wheel.
and she's driving. They pull Blanca out of the seat. She's driving.
That's right. And so Jack's trying to put into action. Now that he's got the bus under control, now that he's told her, keep it above 50. Hit that CC button. Keep it above 50. He's like, I need to figure out. There's got to be a bomb under
I think at this
bu-"
point too, they go into the shoulder, so it makes sense that they can keep going 50 because they're driving on the shoulder now.
Oh, just on the shoulder of the freeway.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, 100%.
Yeah.
Left or right shoulder?
It was the right.
There you go. And
Yeah,
so
because they get off on an exit, so yeah.
we're chumming along here. Jack puts in a call, and he's like, I don't know what to do. There's clearly a bomb on this bus. I don't know how I'm going to get under and see it. And Sam tells him, there's an access panel right under your feet, dog. And so, sure enough, he lifts up the access panel
Had
there.
a screwdriver with him.
Of course, your hypersonic, supersonic,
Screwdriver.
Doctor Who screwdriver,
Right.
Doctor Who driver. Pops that fucking lid off, gets down there, and he can see some of the makeout of the bomb. Right. And so he's relaying that to Harry on the phone. And Harry's like, yeah, that's inconclusive. Tell me more details about this bomb. He describes the shielding around the plugins and everything. He's
Shit
like,
ton of C4.
Nope, doesn't make sense. I don't get that. And then there's a cheap gold Rolex.
No, it wasn't on Rolex. There's no such thing as a cheap gold Rolex. It was just a cheap gold watch.
It was a knockoff of a Rolex, though. They kept throwing around Rolex, so I'm banning about Rolex, too.
It was a Casio.
It's Casio?
It was a Dukes of Hazzard watch, actually. And yeah, and he's just like, dude, this cheap watch. And like Harry's like, what?
Gold watch, tell me more. Boop.
Pay
Everything's-
attention to that gold watch, guys, because it's going to come into play later on.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
thinking we're just throwing that out there for nothing, like a throwaway line.
No. If you're an adult and you're watching this movie, you know that that's going to come up.
So Annie's like, oh my God, there's an accident up here. What do we do? And he's like, get off the fucking freeway. So they get off an exit ramp. They're fucking just plowing through shit, hitting cars.
This is where we gain our time. 15 minutes of them just plowing through shit.
Yeah, you want to see some destruction. You came to see that.
That's right.
Payne
And
is in his lair. He's got fucking all these monitors like every good villain does.
that's right. He's got a whole fucking hangout there. He's watching everything. He's listening to everything. He's drinking a fucking Coca-Cola out of a glass bottle.
Wow, that's how long ago this movie was.
Exactly. And he's watching college football. Saturday game day. He's got money on the game. He's not going to waste all of it. He's got money coming in and money going out.
That's probably why he needs the money, because he's a degenerate gambler.
Degenerate gambler. That could be it.
Harry is pulling his hair out. He's like, I don't get this bomb. What? This doesn't make sense. This is how I read the scene, Griff.
Yep.
He was like,
He's back at the office right now talking
they
to all the
know
people.
that it's the guy that they had, from the beginning of the movie. They know that, but
He's
they're like,
trying to work it out.
he's
so it's him.
profiling the bomber.
Yeah,
he's just
because
like,
as far as we know, that happened like 3 days ago.
yeah, or 3 years. We don't fucking know.
It was definitely not maybe
It had to be
was.
sometime, because he was
We know
kind of
some time
healed from that
elapsed.
gunshot.
Yeah,
he
we
got
know
in the leg.
some time elapsed, so that's a good point.
And well, he just explained he took 2 years to do the elevator thing, so he probably had at least a couple months to plan this. This seems way more elaborate than the fucking elevator.
You're
fucking
right.
thing.
Based on how he would have it to break in and everything, the
Yeah.
bombs, the gold watch, like this definitely took him at least another year. So we're talking, guys, we love timelines of movies, and we figured this one out. It happens a year before
So Jeff
the elevator.
Daniels has at least not had sex for a year. That's what you're worried about, guys.
Is it?
Yes.
What happened to his wife?
His dick doesn't work.
His dick doesn't work?
He got shot in the leg, ergo his dick doesn't work anymore. He hasn't had sex for
Is
at
that-
least a year. We don't know what their marriage is like. They could have been on the rocks before
Is that
this.
why him and that female cop work together exclusively?
Sure.
Because they go to check out that bomb later, and it's just him and that female cop.
Well, all I know is that Harry is like, this doesn't fit the profile of a bomber. They're monogamous with their techniques. They always do the same thing. This can't be the guy from the elevator shaft.
Right.
It makes no
The
sense.
bomb, the trigger, everything about it is different. And no bomber ever does that.
Get me the. He's like, I don't know. It has to be a cop. I don't know how he came to that conclusion. But he's like, get me the files on every cop from the last 10 years.
I think it was because they were shitting a year plus ago, about how all he was going to get for a pension was a shitty gold watch.
Okay, he put that together.
And so it was in his head when he said gold watch. And he's like, you know what? Give me all the fucking files on cops. Because we know this. He has met Harry Payne. Not
Howard
Harry Payne.
Payne.
Howard Payne. He's met Howard Payne.
Well, he had a gun to his head, for fuck's sake.
Had a gun to his head, for fuck's sake.
And he's like, he's like, and he noticed, I didn't notice, that he's missing a thumb. So he's like, check pensioners and people on disability, go through all that shit.
Right.
All right, so the bus is just weaving through traffic. Passengers, totally cool with it.
Totally cool.
We got captains in his chopper. He's following. He's trying to give them like a route they can go so they can, so
It
they
makes
won't get
sense. Okay.
Yeah.
This movie does not do a bad job of making sense for
No.
the most part.
perfectly adequate, competent made movie.
Exactly. You kind of fillered it in a bit here. You're trying to flesh out some of the characters on the bus, which you did a terrible job of. Just want you to know that because you're probably on your high horse about this movie.
Who is?
The fucking writer and directors and
Oh,
everybody
okay.
involved probably on their high horse. But I mean, it's not a bad
It's
movie.
Die Hard on
just,
a bus.
It's just not. It's not as good as people say it is.
No, it's not good at all. It's
frustra-
adequate.
It's frustrating. at points.
Trust me, this episode's better than the movie.
Oh yeah.
So they're like, oh shit. Like, the captain's like, oh shit, you're not going to want to hear this. There is a fucking turn coming up. Either that or you're going to crash. You have to hit this turn. And so they're like, oh shit. Like, Annie's flipping out. She's like, what
It's a
the-
really sharp turn.
Yeah. Well, any turn going at 50 fucking miles an hour
That
in a
as well.
bus.
Yeah, it's a 90-degree turn that they have to
Right.
make. And Keanu is just like, shit. Oh, you're right. We will flip over because Annie yells out that they're going to flip. So he tells everybody, get on the same side of the bus, the side they're turning towards.
Yeah, I don't know if the physics of this would work.
Wouldn't
we're
it be
on
the
board.
other side? Because if you're turning sharp,
Yeah, you got to get on the
so
other
it'd be on
side.
the opposite side.
Yeah, to counterweight.
The counterweight,
Because
yeah.
it's gonna, and then they do the turn. They show it gets up on the side.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
Yeah, it actually gets up on the
I was probably writing notes.
driver's side wheels, and then they make the turn, and it goes back down to off.
That's right. So now it's smooth sailing, right?
Yeah, because the captain's like, I'm gonna guide you. I got this plan. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We get a scene where we think Annie ran over a baby, but it's just a crazy bag lady that keeps her pop cans in a fucking
Yeah,
baby
that's right,
carriage.
Yeah. So now with all of like,
Which I don't get because I don't think California has a deposit.
they don't.
So why is she?
I don't get
collecting-
that. Yeah, good question. So she was just an environmentalist freak. So now that they're driving, everything seems to be calm. Like there's a calm to the situation. We need a little levity.
Well, we got to have a meet cute because we know these people are going to fall in love,
Oh yeah. I mean, they're
even
two.
though they have absolutely no chemistry.
They're two adults disguised as children.
I don't. In real life and in this movie, all I get from Keanu is asexual. Like, this guy doesn't fuck, and it's sad because Harry wants to fuck. I believe Jeff Daniels wants to fuck.
Yeah.
I don't get. I'm just like, no. He'd rather. I don't know what he'd rather do, but not fuck.
He wants to have a deep fucking and then eat a pasty afterwards.
Well, Harry does. I'm talking about.
I know.
I'm talking about Jack now.
Oh, of course, I'm talking about Harry here.
Jack, it does make no sense. But we if we can believe that all this other shit's happening, I can believe that these two want to have a relationship.
Yeah.
I'm going along for the ride. I don't believe it, but I'm going along for the ride.
Hey, we're on a bus. You're going along for the ride whether you like it or not.
Yes. All these great puns that You're going over my head, and I'm saying them.
Right. So Anne is very curious. So this guy who put a bomb on this bus, I mean, what's it all... Again, not acting serious, like just completely flippant about the whole situation.
Right.
You may be murdered at any moment, ma'am. Yeah, so why did he put the bomb on the bus? Did we, like, bomb his country or something?
Yeah.
What was going on in 95? Nothing, okay.
And I don't know, maybe, I don't know when the first World Trade Center bombing, when they had a bomb, when that happened. I think that happened later.
Didn't we have a lot of plane jackings back in there?
Yeah, we had that. Yeah, that was the thing that ruined it for them with 9/11 because hijackings happened all the time, and they got what they wanted.
Yeah.
And they fucked it up with 9/11 because have there ever been hijacking since? No.
As far as I know.
Because you know why? And that's why. Oh, no, I don't want to extend. I don't want to get into 9/11.
Never mind. No, you can't do that on YouTube. That's for sure. Okay.
Unless you're Marjorie Taylor Greene. So, all right. So they got the banter. We're like, these two, they're going to fall in love.
It's so obnoxious. Jack is explaining that, yeah, if we don't get him today, even if we solve this riddle today, he's going to be back at it tomorrow. And Anne, tee-hee, I'm not available to drive tomorrow.
And that's the moment America fell in love with Sandra Bullock.
That's right.
America's
That's what
sweetheart.
I said. That's miscongeniality.
All right, so Harry, he's just like, this guy has to be a former cop. Check the pension funds, check disability. I remember that guy was missing a thumb.
That's
back on the bus. Steven's he's like a Midwest guy. He's trying to calm everybody down.
Yep.
He's like, guys, don't worry about it. Because the cops show up on a flatbed, like driving alongside it. They're going to get the people off. Even though Howard said, you better not try to rescue anybody.
Remember, we have not talked about the passengers. I mean, we mentioned Rafe. We mentioned Ortiz. We mentioned Steven. There's 40 people on this bus. Yeah. They're not worth mentioning because none of them react. Yeah. They're literally just sitting eyes forward like this is a bus ride on a normal day.
Right. And so Stevens is making a joke. He's like, they're going to save you because your taxes pay their salary. And if you die, they get a pay cut.
Crickets. They let that linger, which I did appreciate. Like, hey, if you told a bad joke, let it linger.
So the captain is like, hey, start handing over the fucking people. And he's like, we can't. The guy said, I don't know how he knows, but he's seeing everything we're doing.
Well, they look up and they see the TV camera, the local news cops. Good. So they're like, that's literally what Keanu does. He says he's got eyes on us, and he looks up, and the director, points us up there as well.
So Payne calls in, I don't like what you're doing, Jack. I told you no passengers get off the bus.
I need to unload the driver. He's bleeding out. There's no reason to keep him on the bus. Let me just get the driver off. Well, okay.
But no stopping. You got to keep that bus going over fucking 50 miles an hour.
That's right. He's enjoying this show, so why not?
All right. This is where we meet. We get a little bit of character development. If you listen to our show, you know there's no such thing as a Karen because it's a Helen. And this woman, the character's name was Helen. And she was perfectly Helen because she's like, well, why does the black guy get off the bus? I'm a white woman. My life's more important.
Isn't it women and children before a fire? And I don't see no children.
Do you ever see Nancy Grace talk about a black man who's been murdered? No, because their lives don't matter. I am a white woman. My lives matter. White lives matter.
No. All lives matter.
But mine more than others.
Yes, which is the dog whistle.
Classic Helen move.
Classic Helen. So she's going to try to skirt her way off the bus. They're all just fucking geeked. They're literally, like, everybody on the bus is like, hey, we got Sam off. Thumbs up. High fives. They're all celebrating. And Helen's sneaking over to the doors. Anne's just too busy at 10 and 2. And the police are like, yeah, come on, Helen, come on. We need you on Facebook. We need you to really start fucking Facebook wars, Twitter wars. We need you on YouTube complaining about podcasts.
Golan-Gobus Theater.
And so she tries to get off, but we learn that Payne, sure enough, has eyes on the sitch.
Right. And he has a little mini bomb at the door, and he sets off. Boom! Stuns Helen. She falls out. Boom, 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 boom. Every tire hits her. It's great.
That's right. It's great.
Well, for Helen, yeah.
For Helen.
Going to hell and back.
Going to Helen.
So he's like, I don't like what you're doing, Jack. You broke the rules. I didn't do anything. She's a Helen.
I just got to tell you, regardless of if it was your plan or not, I'm loving the future. Interactive TV, Jack. Because he interacted with it.
Well, right. He predicted reality TV. This movie is very prescient.
Right. We were talking off mic about, yeah.
But now, that was the last straw. When you see a white woman die, you lose your shit. Because they're the most precious commodity in the world.
Right.
So finally, the passengers start losing their shit.
That's right. They're getting at each other's throats. They're getting all angry and everything. And Jack has to calm everybody down. And how do you calm a biracial, just complete... Multiracial, thank you. Group of people down? Hey!
Something everyone understands. It breaks down every language barrier. Everyone knows what hey means.
I wish this was just a classic Griff doesn't know where to go next. But no, he says hey. He looks absently like he's playing the character from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah.
And then he just turns back around and goes to Annie. He's like, hey, I like your socks.
Back to reality. Our man, Captain, I remember his name. He's
McMahon.
like 3 miles. I got
Vince
bad news for you
McMahon.
guys. 3 miles ahead. They haven't finished the freeway. There's a 50-foot gap in the road.
Done. And
And the captain's like, I don't care what he said. Just start throwing the passengers off to this flatbed. No, not going to do that. I have a plan.
Look, man, I got a plan.
Annie, floor it.
Get my gun.
So this is a scene I think everybody remembers.
Apparently, I thought I was noticing it for the first time.
I thought this was the climax of the movie. I didn't know that this takes place like in the middle of the movie.
Right, because you said this was all over IMDb.
All over. All I want to talk about was the scene.
Because it makes no sense. This I had 400 pages of notes about this one scene, and then I deleted all of it because we can't do that, right. Especially after 45 minutes of an opener.
Right.
But based on what you saw here, because obviously they're going to have to jump this gap. And it is a freeway up in the air, suspended freeway, and there is no up and down. It's like the same level.
It's parallel.
On a curve, even. Yeah. It's in a turn.
Right.
I don't understand the physics of this. I said the Mythbusters are crying themselves watching this.
I bet the Mythbusters did do
They
this.
had to have. Because this scene is frustrating.
But it looks so damn good.
I don't think it looked good.
Well, hey, spoiler alert, they make the jump.
Yeah, they make the jump.
They're
There's still an hour of this movie.
I don't know. I didn't need to add the fucking dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
I like that.
I thought it was a little over the top.
Okay.
Took me out.
Okay.
But everybody, it's back to levity. Everyone's happy again because that jump was badass.
That was badass. That's what the people are saying. Are we now the new Evil Knievels?
Yes.
Because they're all Evil Knievels.
No, Evil Knievel always crashed. Are we the new Robbie Knievel?
Oh, shit.
Who died. R.I.P. Robbie
R.I.P.
Knievel. All right, so Jack notices there's a sign for LAX. He's like, go over there. Go to the airport.
Maybe he's banging Raquel Welch in heaven now.
I can only hope so.
Can't we
all bang Raquel Welch in heaven?
I'm sorry. I just had to bring up another name of someone who recently passed.
She did pass.
Yeah, we've lost too many.
Raquel, we'll miss you.
We will.
So they get to the airport. Hey, there's plenty of open road on the airport. Problem solved. We just beat the bad guy, right, Griff?
That's right. This is the smartest plane I've ever seen, Murray. I mean, come on. They could just do fucking laps around the airport.
Right. Payne calls up Jack. Bravo, my friend. That jump was beautiful. I want my money. I earned it. I want my money. He's like the fucking kid, the paperboy kid who wants his $2.
That's right. Well, friend, if you want your money, look, who better to explain it to the cops than me? Let me get off the bus. I'm not even supposed to be here today. I'm not supposed to be on the bus today. That's a Clerks reference. You see that movie? Kevin Smith, genius of our time.
I hear he eats ass.
I hear he eats bung hole, cornholio even. And they're fucking 90s riffing back and forth. They're talking Pablo Honey and all. Do you get that reference?
Radiohead. He is a creep. So Payne agrees. They bonded over Radiohead.
That's it. That's it. They're both creeps.
And they're like, what's your favorite Radiohead? Like, it's going into it.
It's too far. Yeah, it's too far.
So he agrees to let him off. So the cat, he's like, all right, I'm gonna get off. Annie, keep driving.
But he has to get back on the bus.
Right. But he gets off. He explains everything. They see a TV camera crew out there filming everything.
Right. Wait. Wow. Wait. How did they know? Because before he got off the bus, he had to know that they were being filmed. Did I forget to put that in the notes?
I think you did. But yes,
before he gets off the bus.
because what happens is, wait, I think I'm getting confused.
I don't remember where it was at.
I think it happens later.
I thought it happened later too. So how does he know to like get this recording? Because he had to know.
Well, no, because okay. So what happens is he just know just to let us know as the audience, we see the camera crew there, but he doesn't interact with the camera crew at this time. What he's planning on doing is defusing the bomb. So he doesn't know he's being watched at this time.
Yeah, no, I'm jumping ahead. I just saw TV cameras and jumped ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I did too.
That was my bad.
Yeah. So he's just like, all
again,
right.
another plot point that was ruined in that Simpsons trailer we did.
His plan is he's gonna defuse the bomb. Is his plan.
Right.
So there's a little joke. Ortiz goes up to Annie. He's like, "Hey, what's going on here? Get behind the yellow line, nerd."
And Ortiz is looking at her like, are you going full Helen on me right now? Are you kidding me? We're like in this horrible situation, you're still going to call class fucking warfare on me?
Never stops.
Yellow line. She doesn't even fucking get it. She doesn't even get it.
So Jack is put on a little cart. All right, this made no sense either because he's on a cart and he's being pulled by a cop car or a truck.
Yeah, they had like that tow truck or whatever, so
Yeah.
they had the reel with the wire.
All right, we've already learned that they got to go 50 miles an hour. So basically they're going a mile a minute. The way this cart is situated, so he goes underneath the bus. So we're assuming, because this scene takes at least 5-6 minutes, right?
Right.
If you're dealing with this cart, you have to be on a straightaway.
You would. If
you turned, he would get run over.
Yeah.
Because
it was straight. There is no turning.
Right.
There's no turn radius on that.
There's got to be at least 5 miles of straightaway.
Yeah.
Why, and on top of it, why was there debris on the fucking tarmac? I don't think there would be debris in.
Oh no, it's because the bus's tire exploded during.
But no,
the
there
scene.
was all throughout the scene. There was. It was like there was this shit on the fucking.
It was
tarmac.
trying to tell us that it was already wrong because they kept turning. That's why he kept running over the debris because the tire explodes.
Here's how you fix the situation. I figured out they didn't think about it. Maybe we can use CGI to fix this. All he had to do was have like some straps with some hooks on it, like on each side, and hook him on the axle. And that way he would move with the fucking bus.
Right, that would make sense.
But no.
He had been stuck under the bus like he was climbing a mountain. Cliffhanger style, Sylvester Stallone.
Golan-Gobus theater, fixing problems.
We're trying to fix problems. We're trying to come up with solutions. They never put us on the phone in these dire situations. So we would have figured this out.
So he calls up Harry, and he's like, "Harry, I'm under the bus. I'm looking at the bomb. Explain shit to me. How many what are the wires? We got a black one, a red one, a green one. All right. I need you to strip the green wire.
Just the jacket, though.
Right, which is easy. There's tools for that. We've all used the fucking wire stripper. They're acting like it's like, oh my God, he might snip the fucking
You do.
wire.
I mean, if you've never done it before, you do have to be careful. Thankfully, he had the wire snips that would help him with it, where they have like the cutout in them, so you don't cut too deep.
Right.
But he still had to know what. Yeah. I've done a lot of wire stripping in my days.
So have I. So we know this.
Yeah.
So but he does a great job because Terry's talking him through.
Peels back, looks down. It's the silver one. We got it. I guess that was the one they were looking for with the silver wires, but it would.
But it was something like it was attached to a battery. Like they couldn't.
Yeah, no, it was like a small victory because as soon as they find that out, he follows
It's
that
like
line back.
bypass whatever.
Yeah,
you know,
and they
bullshit.
throw out some jargon. They're like, we can't do it.
But we don't need to defuse the bomb, Griff, because that female cop runs in. Hey, I think I got our guy, Howard Payne, ex-Atlanta. He wasn't ex-LAPD.
Is that a pun? Howard Payne? Payne? Never mind.
He was an Atlanta cop. It took him a while because they had to go through the whole database of fucking every cop. Because
That's
he's
right.
an Atlanta cop, which
That's right.
takes me back to my joke earlier.
And you know what Atlanta's all about?
Butts?
Georgia, Atlanta. Peaches. Butts.
Yeah.
That's all
Yeah.
Howard did. And if you lose your thumb, you can't spread the cheeks to get to the butthole.
Yeah, that's what Simple Simon. He pulled out a plum, stuck in his thumb, pulled out a plum.
Exactly. So
You can't do that.
That's Howard's biggest gripe
That's
in the
his
world.
motivation.
Is that he can't spread cheeks to get to the hole. He's
Yeah,
a mouse who
but-
can't get his cheese.
So, but they know where he's living, so they head out. Harry heads out. He's like, I got to be a part of this.
Yeah, Harry's got head.
So, like you were saying, they're just hitting random pieces of rubber and shit on the road. This is where the rubber hits the road.
This is where the rubber hits the road.
Knocks Jack out of control. He loses his cart, but he grabs a screwdriver and hits the gas tank.
Plunges it just right in there, and
Jack would have been shredded with an inch of his life. He would have been skinned almost instantly. They're going 50 miles an hour.
50 plus.
Indiana Jones couldn't even pull this shit
No,
off.
and the fact that he went under with the screwdriver. I didn't see him go on the side.
Yes, he did.
Mythbusters did a whole season on this movie for this very reason. Like,
Go check
wow.
it out after you listen to
Wow.
this episode.
The only
So-
thing that worked in the Mythbusters world was the screwdriver elevator trick, because we all know that works.
Yes.
We've all done that at the Holiday Inn.
So he pierces the gas tank. Gas is pouring on him, which would fucking hurt. He's being dragged, but somehow his fucking Janko jeans are taking the stress.
It was the Jenko jeans, Murray. You
the
know
chains
it.
are sparking.
You tried to like pretend you didn't know, but you recognize it, and you even
I
now,
saw the sparks from the chains.
Even now, you won't admit that you wanted to wear Jenko jeans. That's why you were like, yeah, I was nothing in the 90s, because you wanted Jenko jeans and you never got them. So now you're still
Never
playing
got
it
'em.
cool, because now
Yeah.
everyone else is like,
Yeah.
man, what an idiot I was wearing Jenko jeans. And you're like, yeah, what an
I
idiot
never
you
got to
were.
wear them. Fuckers.
That's right.
Now I'm going to blow up a bus.
This is Murray's therapy session. This is what we do each week.
So he's like, while he's dangling for a screwdriver, he grabs the phone. Hey, I need some, like a gas. Or they pull him up.
Yeah, no, they got him pulled up. Or
Because there's like a million access panels in this bus.
it was the same access panel.
No, it was a different one because he was further down.
Okay. I thought it was the same one. Either way, Ortiz helps him he pulls him up, and he's like, you're one crazy gringo. And he's like, oh no, he said, you have big, hairy,
Sweaty, delicious cojones.
and Keanu, I'm sure, improv this scene. Thanks, but that is gross. And then just goes about his business.
But it's true. They're
But-
really hairy.
That is gross.
Cut to, we're at Payne's house. Everyone, they're fucking, I got you in your six, all that fucking SEAL
Yeah.
Team 6 bullshit.
It looks like there's about 100 people here, but we only see 2 people. And it's Harry and it's that girl.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm talking about. I think her and him have been going around fucking each other.
Well, they got what they deserve because Harry walks in, spots a bomb,
Yeah, a little red light goes off and goes, beep, it's a bomb.
and he goes, oh shit. Boom!
We see 2 bodies fly out of the window, but we learn very quickly they're dead.
Well, no, they're not, because I think you're right. I think Harry got thrown out, got brain damage.
I thought it's going to be in Speed 2.
Dumb and Dumber.
Well, no, exactly.
Yeah.
We know how Dumb and Dumber got made. It's because Harry got thrown out. That's why he has the
That's
same
probably why Jack didn't care, because Jack really didn't give a shit, that Harry died.
Right.
So that's why, because he knows he's alive.
That's right.
So Payne, I think he had like some cameras on that, so he saw the thing blow up. So he calls up Jack. Harry's dead, Jack.
Harry's dead.
How did you know?
I put a bomb in my living room and he walked into it.
It was the watch, wasn't it? I know it's a little cliche, but I was under some stress and some duress. I had time limits.
I couldn't leave you guys a placard that said Howard Payne did it. I had to give you something.
I had to fucking Joker it.
Yeah, exactly. You had to Joker it. It was this one Joker moment. You gotta tell me, how's Wildcat doing? She's a really good driver.
And then he just fucking hangs. Or Jack hangs up and starts smashing the fucking phone. shit, fuck. And then he's like, God damn it, we're all going to die.
Yeah, Payne describes his drop point to him.
Right.
And that's what really throws Jack off because he knows he lost completely. Now that Harry's out of the mix, he's on the bus with the bomb that he can't defuse, and Harry is now dead, the only person who can help him defuse it. Yeah. So we even see the drop.
Yeah, he says, I want my $3 million all in $2 bills.
Yep.
And I want it placed in some plastic baggies in a garbage bag.
And we look out the window that Howard's looking through to see the trash can he wants it placed in.
Right. So fucking Jack doesn't know what to do for the first time this movie. His gut's not telling him anything.
Yep. And he just starts telling the crowd, hey, guess what? These Jinko jeans, not that fucking cool. We're all going to die.
I think I'm going to fuck Annie.
Yeah.
And as he goes to rip off her clothes, he notices she's wearing a University of Arizona Wildcat shirt.
Wildcat.
And it's like, where did I just hear that? Didn't I hear that just like 5 seconds ago?
Wildcat.
How did you go to university? I heard it's a great party school. Oh, it's the best. It's awesome. I got my degree in communications. I'm ready to fucking...
Hold on, shut up for a fucking minute. I'll fuck you later. How did he know you went to University of Arizona? And he looks around real quick. He looks beyond that mirror that the bus drivers have to see in the back, and not have to turn 180 degrees. Looks beyond it. Fucking camera.
But he doesn't let on.
Yep. He plays it cool.
So he calls in the captain. He's like, hey, can these guys tap into the feed that's coming off of this? And of course they can do that. They can
That's
do anything.
UHF, dog. Max headroom.
So he's like, I got a plan. So the idea is they're going to film. He's like, everybody in the bus, stay still. Do not move.
Right. Eyes forward, act naturally, all this shit. Don't make any sudden movements, anything like that. And Captain's going to go over. He finds a camera crew who are just filming the bus. He says, hey, you got a TV fucking production van here, right? Can you tune into this UHF fucking frequency? They do. They're watching the interior of the bus now. They have Howard's feed. I need you to tape a loop of that.
Right.
And the guy's flipping around. He's like, this is all my vintage porn. We're not taping. We're taping over it.
He's like, this is a Tracy Lords movie. Those are legal now.
The smog in this movie is impalpable.
I don't give a fuck. This is about human lives. So they film it. He's like, hurry up. He's like, all I got is a fucking minute worth of footage. That's enough.
Perfect.
So then they tap into the feed, start playing the same minute loop meanwhile they're getting people off the bus.
And again, this plan, I'm sorry, I'm going to spoil it. Plan is perfect if it weren't for the age of Laserdisc technology.
Yeah.
Because as we know, Howard's set up, he's a laser man. He's got this shit recording straight to Laserdisc, which means he has the 3,000 button feature. Cameras that weren't even in the bus are in the bus when he watches it again on Laserdisc.
Yeah, so they're unloading everybody, and a tire blows just as Jack and Annie are the only ones left.
Yeah, they get the last person off, which I think was Steven in this case. Let's go with Steven.
Yeah, because there was like some drama where he's like hanging on the thing.
That's fucking stupid.
Nobody cares.
Cameron,
So that's the last we see of Steven. So
if it were Ferris, we would care, but it's not. It's Cameron.
And
I thought I recognized him.
yeah, and so they're stuck on the bus.
Yep. The captain hands them a pipe to wedge the gas pedal and some rope. And so Keanu's got to think of a plan. We got to get off this bus. We got to get off it soon. Okay. They use the access panel, and they're going to skid under the bus, and they're going to tie the rope to the steering wheel, which you think when they put any kind of weight on it would pull the steering wheel in one direction and send it flying or flip over. That's what it would do.
What's gonna be? It's like weaving anyway because there's blown tires. I mean,
And it's got blown. Yeah. Everything about this plan is craziness. And so what else do we have working against us here? Oh yeah, they have to jam the gas pedal, and so they manage to get onto the access panel. They sneak out on the bus. They go straight enough. They get right through it. They don't get run over.
Yeah.
And then we just watch the bus traverse. And this is just merry old good times.
Yeah, unless you're in a fucking airplane, because there's an airplane like taxiing or something, and the bus hits the plane, obliterates the fucking people on the plane, but who cares about those people?
I mean, I imagine if you have a bomb bus on your airstrip, There's probably no passengers, but still, at least
Got to be somebody driving.
at least somebody driving it because you see it pull up and stop. So someone's driving.
Well,
that
whatever,
and died.
because love is in the air, Griff.
Love
Who
is
gives
in
a
the
shit?
air.
Because they're all like, on top of each other, lips fucking inches apart.
Yeah, Anne's telling Jack, "You better not get mushy on me."
Because I heard
Why would you want a mushy?
that 80% of all relationships that start out with a traumatic event fail.
Guys, this isn't in our notes. Murray took that one to heart.
I did. I know how many times I've been in traumatic relationships, and they never work, Griff.
That's right. They always start traumatically for you.
Exactly.
In ER, the backseat of an ER bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so at this point, I'm like, great, movie over with. We'll just shoot the bad guy. We'll find out where the bad guy is, shoot him, and we're done. I'm just done with my notes.
We caught him at Subway. He was getting a fucking cold cut combo, and they caught him.
But
Who
no,
cares?
guys, this is 90s movies. They have to be minimum 2 hours.
Right. Seriously, this would have been the
Menachem Golan, that's a wrap. Enough.
the perfect 90-minute cutoff right here. No, let's extend this 45 more minutes.
Much like this episode.
Yeah, really.
But we're entertaining. So
right.
yeah, so Payne, he's an old man, got bladder issues, so he was off pissing while this was all happening.
Oh, yeah, you're going to do the reveal here, how he
Yeah.
sees it. Yeah, he comes back, and he's like, I'm so glad I bought that Laserdisc system. He pulls out the remote control in both hands. It's the size of a classic hardcover Bible. It's fucking huge. This is the best remote in the world, though. They never go bad. Batteries refuse to rot in these fucking remotes. Right. So he hits the button, and he notices a little glitch. And he's like, wait, what was that? And he does the 4 different commands, enhance.
No, he doesn't push the buttons. He says enhance.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. And that's the weird thing. Big console, but everything is voice. Like you don't need to use it.
It gives it both options. Because if you're a mute, you can't.
That's true.
Yeah.
But you can sign at the fucking remote. And
There
it
is a
works.
camera for you to sign at it.
Yeah. And he sees that some woman is holding a purse one moment and not the very next.
I want somebody to draw up my vision of the fucking remote. Just,
So, yeah. So he's like, all right, if he's been had, the jig is up. He's pissed off, and he's been foiled one more time.
That's right.
So, all right, we're at the point where we've got the
We're on the city block. We're
ambulance.
seeing-
We got the fucking blanket wrapped around Annie. End of fucking movie.
Yeah, okay, we're going back here. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
end of movie. Nothing else to see here. But no, we still got to catch Howard paid.
Right, because he still was expecting those $2 bills. So he's looking out the window, and then he's a cop, people. He knows the sitch. So he sees all these snipers everywhere.
Right. We got the fucking LAPD actually preparing the money, preparing the suitcase with the paintball that'll explode as soon as it's open and everything. They got it all rigged out, and they're moving in. They have a trash man, which reminded me way too much of Monkey Hustle. I was like, oh my God, are we getting hustled right here? I was like, is fucking
Well, that's
Yaphet,
kind of a hustle.
is Yaphet Kodo going to roll up here in
Yeah,
a
see,
second?
you guys wouldn't get that because you didn't listen.
Didn't.
But that's the best joke of this episode.
Yeah, like a teacher. It's like when you get the fucking what do they call it? Book report, and you're like, you didn't even read the book.
Yeah.
We're hurt.
Yeah.
We're not angry. We're just disappointed.
Yeah. We're not saying you're racist. We're just saying you just don't like black people. That's
Yeah.
all we're saying. So everything's set up. He's like, but he knows he's been foiled, but he's like, at least they're gonna leave, or does he? Because they're gonna leave the money. He knows that because he sees that.
No, he's still confident that they're going to leave him the money. So
But why would they? Because how does he? If he knows they're foiled, why would they bother leaving the money? I know they want to trap him. But why does he trust the
He
thing?
knows that they know because of the video feed. So he knows they know. So I'm talking Howard here.
Okay.
Howard knows
So
they
they're
know.
going through with it because they want to trap Howard. That's why.
They're still going through with it because they want to get Howard. And that's why they have all the fucking machines, which you would have had anyways. Because, of course, you want to catch this creep regardless. So they're going to try to catch him regardless. They're thinking, oh, fuck, we got this guy. We got all these fucking little machines in the fucking bag and everything. We're going to catch him. They don't even turn the one machine on because they need to reveal it later, which annoyed the fuck out of me.
Yeah, it's
The
a
tracker. Yeah. But this is where Howard's going to put step 2 of his plan in part. Or
right, because this
step,
time
step B, we should say.
It's personal now. He's pissed at Jack, and he can see. He noticed because he had Laserdisc high definition. He noticed there was something brewing between these two.
Oh,
there was
yeah.
love in the air.
He
literally saw the love in the air.
He saw the smog and the fog.
Yes. Which you can't see with the naked eye, people.
That's
why
right.
people get trapped in it.
That's right.
But if you have it on Laserdisc, you can totally see
Is
it.
there a
Predators never get in the fog and the smog because they can see it with their vision.
Is there an appropriate amount of smog and fog to become a relationship?
It's gonna like Annie said though, it's a doomed relationship.
Is it? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you're both manipulative weirdos.
Oh, because smog and fog are only products of manipulation.
Yes, usually.
Not from lust.
No,
or love.
never from love. From lust, yes. From love, never.
Oh, okay. So they obviously cannot be into each other for more than just dicks and puss. Or
No.
maybe buttholes.
That's the purest of all love, is dicks, puss, buttholes. So there's no fog or smog involved with that. That's pure.
Right, you're seeing 2020.
By the way, people, if you're like this is your first episode, go back to our Excalibur and our family episode to learn all about fog and smog.
And our family? No, Excalibur is our
No,
family.
the family.
The family.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Violent City,
I heard
aka
that wrong.
Violent City.
I heard that wrong. We're having
Yeah.
too much fun.
At least somebody is. I can just see Aubrey's listening to it on the double speed like she did with our fucking Detroit 9000 episode.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Thank you for listening.
I don't know.
blame
This
you.
is like the fine wine. I think you should savor this episode.
Hey, everybody knows Speed at least.
So he puts on his old police uniform.
Yeah.
Walks up to Annie. He's like, "Ma'am, you can't be here." "No, I'm okay. I'm with Jack."
I'm a white woman. My name is Helen. I know for a fact your name is Wildcat. Fucking chloroformed. Not really chloroformed. He just takes her.
And okay, was he always originally going to do this plan of getting the money?
No.
Because, well, then what the fuck did he?
Oh no, no! This was 100% his plan to get the money.
Okay.
It's just Anne was his new ace in the hole.
Okay, because what he did was he fucking drilled a hole in because we know there's huge tunnel systems under every city.
The thing that was bothering me, I was like, isn't that our whole problem with 99% of America is we don't have a subway system, and suddenly have a subway system in LA?
Well, Elon Musk is going to fix all that.
Well,
remember?
I know, but he didn't fix it in 95.
I think there is a subway system, but it's pathetic in LA.
I would believe that. I would 100% believe that.
I don't quote me on that.
Because that's what we like
We'll
to do.
maybe we'll have to call
That's-
Paul and ask him.
That's our Q line. That's our fucking people mover.
Yeah, it's something. It's like that. Yeah.
Every attempt we do to a public transportation, because everybody's like, hey, public transportation, please.
That was the whole premise of the second season, the awful second season of True Detective. It was all about the mass transit system. They were going to go from San Francisco to L.A. or something.
Are you kidding?
That. Yeah, no, I'm not.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not.
No, I'm not. That's why it was a horrible season.
Hey, I remember.
Even though apparently there's some really interesting shit behind the real life story behind the but we're not going to get into that because we're going to finish Speed.
Yeah, no, we finish Speed. We'll talk about this off mic.
Because I fucking hate this next 15 minutes of this movie because it was unnecessary.
We'll film After Hours, Murray and Griff talking about, because I love that shit.
So he had cut a hole in the fucking sidewalk underneath the garbage can. So he gets all his $2 bills, and he's got Annie. He's got his fucking suicide vest on with the kill switch.
And Jack's just up above with Captain McMahon telling him, this motherfucker's never late. And if he is late, it means something else is afoot. What do we got reading on that bag right now? Oh, we got, the fucking Predator vision going, boss. And we also got Bubble vision going. Do you have radar on that? Yeah, we have radar. It's not on right now. Do you want us to turn it on? I mean, it's just in the trash can. We've all been watching. Yeah, turn radar vision on. Turns it on. Blips are far away. You motherfucker. Just turn radar vision. Everyone's obsessed with Predator vision and Bubble vision. Turn some radar vision on.
And lo and behold, Jack throws the trash can down, and there he finds that hole. Jumps down in that hole, the butthole of L.A.
The butt. Wow, metaphorical.
Yeah, because this whole scene is shit. And that's what comes from a butthole.
That was the big line in Parasite. The character kept saying metaphorical.
Okay.
It was fun.
Now I know I won an Oscar.
You know what? If you're willing to take on a movie, you have to read because it's in closed captions. The whole movie.
I hate reading.
I think it was a pretty fun movie.
So he leaps down. He gives chase. Nobody else does. It's just Jack. I got this. We see he sees somebody around the corner like rustling. Freeze, asshole!
I'm gonna fucking ice you, dog. I can't wait. I'm fucking police.
Really, Jack? I hate you to shoot Wildcat, and he goes around the corner. It's the scenario from the beginning of the movie.
Yep. Again, I've once heard somebody who was a police dispatcher tell me all cops are high school bullies graduated.
Yeah.
Not in mindset, mind you. They're just high school bullies with badges now and authoritative. And so Jack's pulling that level, and Annie turns around.
She's got the vest on, the bomb vest, the suicide vest.
Yeah, and the socks. I wish she took the socks.
There
off.
was a lot of C4 put inside of them.
Yeah, well, good. Thank you, Payne.
And Payne's got the fucking dead man switch. She's like, shoot me, asshole, and we all go up. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and we start getting into the metaphorical talk about how...
He's like, he's like, bombs, they exist to blow up, Jack. So let it blow up. Let a bomb be what it was put on this earth to be. He's getting really fucking deep. Socratic shit going on.
Oh, yeah. You got to go listen to this episode.
I blow up, therefore I am. You know, it's just
if you don't want this second hand of this metaphorical shit, I just learned about metaphors like 2 months ago. So, I'm not the greatest source of it, but he's explaining bombs are like fake gold watches, fake gold Rolexes.
Right. And I want to point this out. Because, and everything might make sense now. I forgot about this on IMDb. Joss Whedon, the greatest fucking writer of all time, punched up this script.
Canceled.
Yes, he did get canceled. And
he
should have got canceled because he sucks, let alone being a dick to people.
I like The Astonishing for like 20 issues or so.
The first 12 were all right.
What, was it 12?
Yeah. Well, he did like 24, the last 24.
Oh, I know.
We're getting into comic book talk.
Yeah,
now,
I know.
People want to hear that.
I know, like at least 15 of those were pretty good, and then the Terror Room became a thing.
I'm gonna give him up to this. This next line I liked because it was true. Because he's like, "You're crazy," and then he's just like, "Jack, poor people are crazy. I'm eccentric."
I literally told this line while we were watching Parasite because somebody says in that movie, poor people are crazy. I'm eccentric. The Parasite guy, Bong Joon-ho.
So you're saying Parasite stole from Speed?
Oh, no. I didn't say it stole. It appreciated Speed. Because that
paid
line,
homage.
That line was beautiful. I think Dennis Hopper showed up for that one day.
Yeah. He turned it on for one day.
And I love that line, too. I love that line. Poor people are crazy. I'm eccentric.
Yeah, because that is the truth. It's like
100%.
Like rich people are crazy or lovable for some reason.
Oh, no.
You know?
If you go listen to all the crazy shit that's out there with our rich people and Elon Musk, that dude's fucking insane. Yeah. He's brain dead. Well, I won't say the R word.
I've always
He's
said that there's a certain level of wealth where you just go insane. Michael Jackson,
100%.
Oprah Winfrey is fucking nuts.
Kanye.
Donald Trump is fucking nuts.
Kanye.
Because when you don't have real life problems to worry about, you start worrying about crazy shit.
You go into a place that only you exist because it's like how you're one of like 10 people. You're living in a weird
That's
world.
why we thank God for Keanu Reeves because he always keeps it real. He never went there.
Millionaire who has a plain-looking wife, rides a motorcycle.
Very much like that one Twitch guy. Fortunately, has a very plain, average-looking, unattractive wife. That's why he does deep fakes with Sandra Bullock, getting fucked. I'm calling back to a couple episodes ago.
Okay.
We talked about that Twitch guy that got busted for having deep fakes of women he knew.
Yeah, that's Twitchers. Right. Yeah, I don't remember who that was.
Just to make an episode longer than it needs to be. Much like this movie.
Yeah.
All right.
We got to also remember we had like a half an hour break, so we're only at like the 2 hour mark.
Really?
Here.
We're doing good.
We're not doing bad. For speed?
Yes.
People expect...
We're doing a speedy episode.
I know,
here.
no, I know exactly. Like we're doing a 2 hour
And we're
movie
right at the
in
end.
under 90 minutes at this pace.
Yeah. And I hate the last part of this movie because the fucking LA People Mover, Payne and Annie get on it, and he's like,
Right.
"Fuck you, I'm rich."
Remember, me and Murray are both on record of saying this movie is over. As soon as they got the bus, done.
Yeah.
Thing of Speed 2. When they get off the boat, movie's done.
Was it?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. I thought there was some
It crashed
shit.
onto the land, but it was done after
But
that.
didn't they get onto like a smaller boat at some point?
They did to get away because the boat crash landed into
The
an
one that was
island.
owned by the black guy.
Yeah. The boat ended up crashing into an island of black people, and everyone was like, who cares? Shithole country. Guys, this is a Donald Trump joke. This isn't Griff talking.
No, yeah, right. These are the kind of people who don't
I have
listen to Monkey Hustle.
I have to be careful because they don't listen to Monkey Hustle to understand
Right.
that we're not racist.
Right. They're pulling a Jenna on us.
Are you a pedophile? Jenna, you whore.
First of all, if you're going to call me a pedophile, learn how to spell it right.
Learn to
Spell check.
it. It's right on your phone there, Jenna.
All right, come on, let's get this done.
Jenna, you're welcome on our show.
Yeah. So he's home free. He's got his money. He opens it up. Boom, and paintballs blow up.
He gets the money shot. Oh, right in the eye. You can't look out that eye anymore.
He's got pink eye.
He's got one thumb and one eye now.
It's horrible.
Think of that metaphor.
I'm still thinking.
Is that a fable? Is that an Aesop fable?
So he handcuffs Annie to one of the poles that you hold in the middle of the subway train.
Right. He's like, you got a stripper's legs. I'm going to handcuff you to this pole.
Of course, Jack got on the top of the car.
We watched him run like the subway or like the bus scene earlier on
Yeah.
the highway, but he catches onto it. He pries it open with this handy dandy supersonic screwdriver.
Right. We get a little jump scare where we see like the tunnel's ending, or
Yeah.
tunnel's beginning, I should say.
Yeah.
And he gets in just in time.
A tunnel is another way of saying
Butthole?
butthole. This movie is just a giant
Like
metaphor.
I said, the subway system's the butthole of LA.
It really is. I love LA.
So he's climbing up on the top. Fucking Payne is furious. All his money's ruined. It's covered in paint.
It's all covered in paint.
And so he's just like, "That's it, you fuckers!" He hears fucking Jack scrambling up on top. So he starts firing. He's got a machine gun. He's firing up the roof. Annie is handcuffed to the fucking pole. I'm gonna get you, fucker! And then first, doesn't he shoots the driver, right?
He shoots the driver.
And so somehow there is a reason why subways have drivers, because when they hit turns, you got to have a driver. But somehow they're another straightaway.
Yeah, I don't understand the function, but yeah.
He takes a nice moment to mansplain to Annie what a bomb is and how it works.
Right,
He talks
because
about the fucking dead man trigger.
He's got that, the dead man's trigger.
He's like, "Don't try any shit, because if I fucking drop this, we're all gonna blow up."
That's right. And I believe this is when he starts to hear that Jack's on the roof.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we talked about that, so.
Oh, we
we're
did?
moving
God,
on.
man,
Yeah.
I'm so fucking...
I already said he shot up, and he's like,
Oh.
"I'm gonna get you, fucker."
You're right.
So he runs out. He gets somehow with one fucking hand, because he's holding the kill switch. He gets up on the top. This fucking old ass Dennis Hopper.
Yeah, exactly. Dennis Hopper in this scene doesn't make any sense.
I'm having fucking Roadhouse flashbacks now. We got an elderly man and a guy who's like 25 gonna have a fight.
Mm-hmm. It's not a good fight, but of course he's got a bomb in his hand, so Jack has to be careful not to because he knows about the dead man's trigger too, thanks to Harry's scene. So good job in continuity there. And so he's like, okay, I got to beat this old man's ass, but he can't let go of that bomb trigger. Otherwise, the new love of my life is dead, or just a person. And he was all about killing the hostage to save everybody else.
Yeah.
At this point,
Well, this is the lesson he learned. He's like, "You can't kill hostages because I love a hostage."
yeah. So Harry's word is in his head, because otherwise he'd just been like, "Oh yeah, fuck it, I don't care. Get off.
Yeah.
I'll get off at the next stop, and you can blow up with her. I don't give a shit. I'll take that from you." So, anyways, they have this awful fight. Jack gets pinned down.
There is no fight. It's a struggle because they're on the top of a fucking moving subway.
Struggle. Yeah. And they're just up there. They're just struggling. And, Jack is just letting Payne have his way with him. And he's realizing, because we already saw him duck under one of the subway lights.
Right.
And he's realizing those things are made of concrete. American-made, 100% authentic concrete. So he pushes him up, and Payne's just like, what, you think you're gonna win this thing? And then he grabs
I'm smarter than you, Jack, but I'm taller. Whatever that meant.
I don't know what that meant.
I guess it means he's got longer arms. I don't know, because he pushes Payne up, hits the concrete, head goes flying. That was nice, at least like beheading.
That is true.
And he
it
grabs...
made me want to listen to Offspring's song Beheaded.
Okay. He grabs the kill switch, so he's got it now. Annie's not going to blow up.
That's right.
Climbs down there. Annie's still handcuffed. I think you notice that he just grabbed some wires and just yanked them out of the suicide vest. Like,
that's all he did.
The whole time we're going, this guy's a pro. This guy's next level.
I know. We were so worried because no one could figure out his bomb. He's been switching. He's non-monog. He's polyamorous bomber. We don't know what he fucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he gets a call in from the captain. We're getting a call back from a movie in the movie. Because we're getting the exact same scene. We're like, oh, I hate to tell you this, but there's some construction up. There's like a 50-foot gap.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay. Oh, this fucking irritated me. Because he's like, all right, because there's like a turn. There's like another like 90-degree turn, and then when you go around it, that's where the gap is.
End of line.
I'm just going to fucking floor it. Well, how about just pulling back? Because, of course, they can't control. Like, so they got shot.
Didn't they say, yeah, they said the brakes got shot or whatever.
But you can slow it down because there's a handle where he pushes forward to go fast. How about pulling it back?
I thought they said the brakes were broke.
Well, but that's the thing. This isn't the brakes. This is just the accelerator. It's like taking your foot off of a gas pedal.
But even if they kept going slower, they wouldn't have, because the track was
First
supposed
of all,
to be
none
off.
of this makes sense because the thing is, no matter what they do, they hit the gap.
Yeah,
no matter what they do.
It's true.
So why not do it slower? No, let's do it fast.
Right. If you do it slower, you can cover your heads. You could just take a bump.
Yeah.
As opposed to, let's do it faster, maybe crash into something and burn up and die.
Yeah. And so they hit the jump. They don't even hit a jump. They just, I don't know.
They jump the tracks is what they tell us. And they literally jump off the track they're on and land on another track, and then they
skid. No, they're like skidding on their side.
Yeah, they skid on their side, and then they literally punch up through the street.
Well, yeah, they're supposed to be, like, for some reason, in the middle of the street, there's an access to the subway.
Yeah.
And so they go through that, scrape down there. There's like a Hollywood tour guide thing going on. Barely hits it, just misses it. They're laying down because now the thing's on its side.
Right.
So they're laying down in the same, like I said, call back to the fucking movie we just watched. This is how long this movie is. They have a callback to their own movie.
So long.
And he's just like, well, I guess, you hear that relationships, like, they start off in traumatic situations 80% of the time.
Yeah.
They fail. Just fuck me. And then they just fuck.
Okay, guys. They get mushy with each other. And if you're getting mushy on a lady, she's probably not that interested. They want that hard shit.
Yeah, he does eat her ass. It ends with his face deep in her ass.
Well, good for that. I mean, she was always wearing those fucking lofty little skirts there. So why not throw it over your face like an old school photographer and please that butthole?
Please that butthole. I could have said it better, Griff.
Thank you. I mean, this was a long movie. It was a 90s movie. Guys, we already told you. It should have been cut off after the bus.
Never say we don't do shit for you, because when we're doing 90s movies, genuinely, we don't like them.
Do you see what I just said there? Cut off after the bus. Bus is a metaphor for a butt.
Okay.
Cut off after the butt. They extended it beyond the butt.
You can only eat an ass so much. and then it gets kind of redundant. Is what we're trying to say.
There's only so many nerves in the butt.
Right.
Okay?
Once you have an ass-gasm, it's over.
It's over.
You don't go in for seconds.
Right. Exactly. You tease the ass, you play with the ass, you eat the ass, and then you move on.
Right.
You're getting into closing time. It's like
You either move on or you start fucking
Murray,
the ass. You
it's
don't,
like-
yeah.
It's like a hot tag. After the ass is eaten, you move on and you finish up. Because then everybody's twiddling their thumbs. Why are we still here?
Except for Payne, because he didn't have a thumb. All right, so there you have it. There you have it. Speed. You're welcome. Now, next week, Griff, we're going to do something enjoyable next week, because next week is our birthday episode.
Oh!
Technically, it's going to come out a couple days before our birthday, but the present's going to be yours regardless, because we're going to do a movie. I never thought we'd do this series on there. I thought this movie is too good for our show.
Too tender? Too close?
Too close to me, you're right.
To the bone?
Too close to me. Because I promised this. We're going to do it. Because we're going to do the sequel for our 5th anniversary. This is a little prelude. The first movie of the series, Mad Max. Woo. March Mad Maxness is coming at you for our birthday.
Oh, man.
I'm going to enjoy the hell out of this episode because this is my favorite movie series of all time.
It's so good.
Second best movie. Yeah, I'm saying it, people. Mad Max better than Fury Road.
100%.
Better villains. Fucking more realistic.
I love the names. I love the fucking design. I love the desolation.
You love the aesthetic.
Aesthetic. Everything about it is so much better.
So we're going to have
sorry.
a lot of fun, and so are you, because it's Mad Max. So see you next week. Happy birthday to us. Keep it warm.